Welcome to the channel, and welcome to this game of Warhammer Age of Sigmar 3rd Edition. It's the Maggotkin of Nurgle versus the Sylvaneth. We are in the realm of Ghyran. Ghyran? We're in the realm of life. And a realm gate has spewed forth maggoty death. And I'm joined today on the channel by the Mighty Moog, or the Moog Abides. Say hi, the Moog Abides.
Hi, the Moog Abides. Yeah, let's go with that. Why not?
Yeah. Well, you change your online name a lot, but it's Moog something.
Yeah, it's generally the Moog.
Yeah. The Moog. I should probably film this again, but I'm not going to. Say hi, the Moog.
Hi, the Moog.
That's better.
Yep.
Yeah. So, Age of Sigmar.
Yeah.
You've brought your Sylvaneth. This is your first game, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely.
What made you pick Sylvaneth?
Do you know what? I really can't remember. I just like the miniatures.
They look pretty.
They do.
Yeah.
They really do. And they're really, really fast to paint. So that was a key thing.
I picked Sylvaneth because they look pretty. I had this notion of doing like autumn leaves on the guys with the big yellow swords.
Yeah.
That looked very cool. They're just upstairs in boxes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are. I'm sure I can convince you to paint them up eventually.
Oh, I will at some point. But you see, the thing is, now that I'm doing... This is part of the change now that lockdown is changing. Well, for the next 3 weeks until we all get wiped out. Changing, yeah. As it stands right this minute, because I don't have to solo hammer everything, I don't have to have my own Sylvaneth to fight against them with my Nurgle.
Solo hammering? Are you sure I'm actually here?
Well, you are electrical impulses being interpreted by my brain. And that's as so is everything else. So that's as real as anything else is.
I'm a figment of your imagination.
Everything is a figment of my imagination.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, that's philosophy.
Well, yeah.
This is Age of Sigmar.
This is Age of Sigmar, yep. So what made you decide to go into Age of Sigmar? Because for me, it took ages to go into it.
It's your fault. You did it.
How did I do it?
You put out a video of you playing Age of Sigmar and getting enthusiastic about Age of Sigmar, and then suddenly it all went downhill. And I ended up with an two Age of Sigmar armies. Well, I haven't painted yet because I've not been inspired to do so, but I now have three Age of Sigmar armies. I mean, you laugh. You laugh, but it's true.
I'd apologise if I were genuinely sorry.
If you felt sorry, yes.
So we're playing in the realm of life. We've got a classic matchup. It's your first time playing Age of Sigmar.
It is, yeah.
I have a mighty count them, 4 games under my belt.
Expert, and this is very much going to be a case of teach Moog to play Age of Sigmar.
But I have neither played with nor against Sylvaneth, nor have I played with or against Maggotkin. So it's 2 new armies.
Makes 2 of us.
Yes, indeed. So there may well be... It's 1,000 points.
Yeah.
It's 1,000 points. There may well be some mistakes.
Yeah, certainly.
Feel free to drop us some comments in the description below if we get stuff wrong. But no, yeah, nice. Constructive comments, page numbers. Yeah. Sort of, if you look in this section, you'll see why you were so wrong.
Yeah, Muppet's a good word to use. Other than some of the other comments.
I had a game against the Claw the other day and realised when I was checking the rulebook afterwards we got ward saves totally wrong. I'm like, no.
But you won't again.
Won't again? No.
This is how we learn.
Exactly.
We learn by making mistakes.
Speaking of learning. No, that doesn't segue at all. No. So, in terms of the game we're playing, we have...
Speaking of learning what segues and what doesn't...
Now, this is where, if we were playing 40k, I'd be pulling out the open war cards and going on, we're doing this and this and this. But there isn't a deck of open war cards for Age of Sigmar. It's on pages in a book that you could use to club a whale to death with.
Oh, the poor scenery.
Yeah. And I think I just put a thing in the span of it. No,
you've broken it. Everything's on fire.
Okay, so we are playing Territory 4. We want to keep this simple for our first game. So 12 inches on either side of the board. Yep. Nice and straightforward.
Nothing wrong with 12 inches.
We are playing Field of... I'm moving straight on from that. We're playing Field of Glory. We're going to have one objective in the centre of the battlefield. Then we're each going to place one in our territories. Victory conditions are end of game, so we don't have to worry about it during the game. If If you control all 3 at the end of the game,
Yeah.
it's a major victory.
Yeah.
If you control 2, it's a minor victory.
I'm okay with that.
If any other result is a draw.
I'm okay with that, to be honest.
So we are invading your realm. You are summoning the tree folk to defend it.
Yeah.
And
Tree folk are very grumpy.
they don't like it up them.
They don't like anything.
No.
If it's not got bark, they hate it.
Well, quite. Do they like dogs then?
Yes, probably. Yep.
But they wee on the feet.
Yeah, but there's the hounds of Kernanos, aren't there? So the hounds. So, I don't know.
Okay. So we are we're playing that condition, Field of Glory. We rolled for a twist, and the twist we have is the healing winds. At the start of your hero phase, pick one friendly unit and heal D3 wounds allocated to that unit.
Yep.
Nice. And we've also both rolled for a ruse, but we don't know what it's... Well, funny story. So what we said we were going to do was we'd each roll, and then we'd point the camera at it, and you'd be able to read what it was. So you'd see it, and we each wouldn't know. And Moog rolled, and they said, right, I need to look this up. And he instantly went, I want another ruse! I'm like, why? Firestarter is not an appropriate ruse for the Sylvaneth. Not an appropriate ruse for Sylvaneth.
No.
So we rolled again.
Yeah.
And I'm pointing the camera at it. Close your eyes. My eyes are closed.
Close your eyes.
Just make sure the camera's still pointing at it. Look at the camera.
Yeah, I'm looking at the camera. Yeah.
Yeah?
This one here.
Did it get focused on?
Yeah, kind of.
Can you read it?
I can read it, yeah, but then I can see the book.
Yeah, okay. Could you?
Yeah,
if
that
you
one,
look at the screen, can you read it?
Yes, I've pointed at it. Yes.
Brilliant. Can I take my eyes now?
No, because it's funny.
Right. Okay, and I've got, you can look away. And I've got that one. And here we have 1,000 points of Maggotkin of Nurgle. Now, with the Maggotkin of Nurgle, you get to pick your sub-faction. And there's a choice of 6, but there's 3 mortal sub-factions and 3 sort of basically demon legions. I've picked one of the mortal sub-factions, so only the mortal followers will get it. The others won't. If I'd gone for a demon legion, they'd get the bonus and they wouldn't. The ones I've gone for are the Blessed Sons, but I'll explain what their trait does in a moment. So there's a whole bunch of army mechanics to go through. In fact, on my notes, I filled an entire page just with the army mechanics, which is all new to me. So, one of the key mechanics is the diseased mechanic. At the end of the movement and the combat phase, if one or more Nurgle units are within 3 inches of an enemy unit, that unit gains a disease point. Now, there are other ways to gain disease points. At the start of the Battle Shock phase, you roll a dice for every disease point a unit's got. On a 4+, to suffer a mortal wound. Then they go down to 1 disease point. Once they've been infected, they're never cured. Now, I say they're never cured. You can heal disease points instead of wounds. So maybe the healing winds will actually get rid of a bunch of these disease points. Who knows? But the only thing that can remove them is healing. The other thing is the diseased weapons. All of the weapons in the army are diseased weapons. On a roll to hit of a 6, it will create a disease point on the unit. He's crying. The maximum number of disease points a unit can have is 7, as one might expect. So, I mean, if you look at a lot of the profiles of the weapons of the units, they don't have a huge number of attacks per se. They don't do a huge amount of damage. The damage that this army does is through that disease mechanic, is the way I'm reading it, but, yet to play it, so we shall see. The whole army has Disgustingly Resilient, which is a 5+ ward save, so they can ignore any wounds or mortal wounds on a 5+.
Old school disgusting.
Old school Disgustingly Resilient. God. There is also an army ability, now brace yourself for this one, called Summon Demons of Nurgle. So there are a number of conditions that create contagion points. And at the start of your hero phase, if you have enough contagion points, you can summon in Demons of Nurgle. And there's a list. I think it starts at about 8 points and goes all the way up to 30 for a Great Unclean One.
Is that why you brought him down, right?
No, it's because he lives in here, man. Brought him down?
Yes, but you picked him out and threatened me with him.
No, I brought down the tray that had all the Nurgle demons on and picked off the ones I needed.
Of course you did, Paul. Anyway, army.
Yeah. Picky. Those conditions are, if I have Nurgle units in my territory, I gain 3 contagion points. If I have units in your territory, I gain 3 contagion points. If they are uncontested, so there are none of your units, that's an extra point. There are also spells and other things that can gain me contagion points. I haven't taken many of those. Partly because the problem I've got is I haven't got any extra models to summon the demons in. But I can see quite nicely if you do a Mortal Legion army, having the demons available to summon is very nice.
Yeah.
Now, I did a little bit of arithmetic hammer on it, and on the basis that you don't get into your opponent's zone till quite late, territory till quite late on, it's not going to be that easy to get a lot of points to do unbalancing things. But generally speaking, you might summon in a unit of Plague Bearers or 2 maybe in a game, which is quite nice. And then there's the Cycle of Corruption. So at the start of the game, I roll a d6 and consult a table. Well, it's sort of like a circle thing. It's a cycle. And so I might roll a 3, so I go to box number 3, and that's a rule that applies for the first battle round. And then in the second battle round, it moves on to the next one, and so on. And the rules are varied and different buffs or debuffs for various things. It's to represent the cycle of Nurglic decay, which I think is kind of cool. It could have a major effect on the game, or it could have virtually no effect whatsoever. Mm-hmm. We shall see. So that's the generic army stuff. In terms of the actual army composition, the general is the Lord of Blights. He has a couple of... Obviously, there are a lot of rules to go with these guys. Most of them will call out as and when we use them. But he carries the thrice damned death heads, which are these lovely little bags of pus up here. And they are effectively sort of like a grenade weapon. They're a 7-inch grenade weapon. That's a throwing weapon. But what he can do is, they're so special, he only uses them on special occasions, but he can hand one off to a nearby unit so they can use it as well. So if these guys are going to wander around together and throw death heads at everything near, which is nice.
Rude.
Yes. He is the Lord of the Blight Kings, and what that ability does is he can pick another Blight King unit within 12 inches in the combat phase, and they can fight straight after him, basically effectively interrupting the I go, you go mechanic. Obviously, that is only really useful if you've got a number of things in combat at once, and they're close enough to each other, and so on. But I've seen that work with a Cruel Boys War, and that can be quite devastating, so nice little mechanic there. His command trait is Overpowering Stench, which I think Moog will be familiar with, sitting in this enclosed room with me. He's called me Jurgen more than once. So, enemy units wholly within 7 inches cannot receive commands, and enemy heroes within 7 inches cannot issue them. They're just too distracted because he smells so bad.
Which was this one?
My general.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
Then we have a unit of 5 Blight Kings. We have a champion who gets an extra wound. We have the standard bearer and the... Oh, it's got a special name. It's not a bell. It's called something else, which I'll dig out for later. But they work a little bit differently to the standard things. These are sort of debuffs rather than buffs for my unit. Normally, like a normal musician might give you something like +1 to advance, and a standard might let you reroll failed battle shock rolls. These guys, and I'll double check exactly how they work, but he makes my opponent reroll some kind of, I think it's reroll 1s on battle shocks, so they reroll your opponent's passes rather than your fails. So yeah, we'll sort those out specifically as and when it occurs. The demon part of the army is everything else. The Poxbringer is a hero. He is the captain of the Talibans. He'd get Talibans. They didn't think of that, did they?
What?
They didn't. Captain
Really?
of the... Yeah, Talibans. I mean, only just saying it out loud has made me... So basically, Nurgle is all about the tally of diseases that are accrued. And Epidemius is the tally master who keeps count of everything. And so he's the master of the tally. That's how we'll phrase it, I think.
Yep.
The master of the tally.
Yep.
And because he starts you're picking out a friendly Nurgle demon unit within 12. It's the same ability, basically, to make them fight one after another. But the rationale is he picks one and he wants a count of how they're doing, and it makes them be more enthusiastic in their disease delivery because they've got a quota to get up to. He's basically like the foreman.
Performance report, yeah.
The performance report, yeah. He has the artifact, the Nurgle's nail. His sword is reputedly made out of one of Nurgle's nail clippings. And basically what that does is it'll bestow disease points on my opponent on a 5 or 6 rather than just a 6. The spell I've picked for him is Fleshy Abundance. There's only 3 spell choices for the demon spell list. It's a casting on a 7, 14-inch range. You add a wound 1 to the wound characteristic of a unit for that turn. So Plague Bearers, for example, would go from being 2 wounds to 3 wounds. Now that might make a huge difference if they're taking loads and loads and loads of wounds. Less so on a small unit with just a couple of models, like the Plague Drones. Interestingly, when the spell wears off, because of the way the AOS mechanic works, if they were a 3-wound model, having taken 2 wounds, they would have 1 wound remaining. When the spell wears off, they have still taken 2 wounds and they become a 2-wound model again. So would sort of pop the clogs. And then we have the Plague Drones, which are basically Plague Bearers riding. And it's a lovely little story, this. It both saddened and warmed my heart when I read this. Beasts of Nurgle. Beasts of Nurgle are joyful puppies. They run forward. They want to play with everything. They run forward and they lick and they cuddle and they slobber all over things.
Yeah.
And they can't tell the difference between screams and laughs and giggles.
Yeah.
And they get very upset and bored when their plaything stops moving.
Mm-hmm.
And then they run off to meet something else. But sometimes, when coming back from the mortal realms, a Beast of Nurgle can be so sad that no one wanted to play with him. He just lies down on the floor and goes into a coma, a depression coma, and forms a chrysalis, and comes out of the chrysalis as a hate-filled plague drone, a bloatfly. Yeah.
Oh, I feel sorry for them now.
I know. These are Beasts of Nurgle who were not loved.
Oh,
I know. And they're bitter and evil and twisted now.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
No, I wish I didn't.
I now need to go and buy lots of Beasts of Nurgle.
They're just happy little killing
They're
machines.
happy little fellas. Oh, I need 7, but they're very expensive.
They are, yeah.
But maybe 3 might not be too bad.
Yeah.
3?
Yeah.
Nurgle's number?
Yeah, just dump them against me, it's fine.
Yeah. I've got one upstairs.
It's not on the table, don't care about that one.
Yeah, not today. Okay, so that is... I don't think I've forgotten anything, but we'll try and get things right as we play, obviously, and we'll call things out as we do them. And apologies in advance for anything that gets forgotten. Like I said before, drop us a note in the comments, a nice, friendly, cuddly, fluffy note, a Beast of Nurgle note, not a bloat fly note in the description to let us know if we've got anything wrong. And on that happy, joyous Beast of Nurgle note, let's go and look at the Sylvaneth. And here we have 1,000 points of Moog's Sylvaneth, and they look absolutely beautiful. I mean, I've taken the super steady off so we can get some proper close-ups of these. And Moog will tell you, I'm sure he'll say in a minute, they're so easy to paint, and that, well, I don't know or care how easy to paint they are. They look absolutely amazing. They are so gorgeous.
Thank you.
It's all about being effective, right? Isn't it?
Yes.
That's the thing. And you've started a YouTube channel, haven't you, with painting tutorials and things on it?
Yeah, early days, yeah. Early days. I'm intending to add to that and put more tutorials and various things up. So
You've got a bunch of Eldar and stuff on here.
Yeah.
So on there at the moment. But what's it called?
Moog's Little Figures.
Moog's Little Figures. I'll drop a link to Moog's Little Figures in the description.
Thank you.
Check it out, because if you say this is easy, I'd love to see how. I'd love to see the way you do it.
Guess I'm doing some more Sylvaneth in the future then.
So, yeah. That's, folks, what we like to call a fait accompli. No, but seriously, you're doing Craftworld Bale Town at the moment, aren't you?
Yeah.
And I hope you come back to do some of these, because they're just so effective. I love the leaf litter, and just they just look amazing.
The leaf litter, the red leaf litter, that's Element Games. And everything else on there, I think, is Geek Gaming Scenics. Forest Path, base ready.
Wow. I mean, look at the base on this guy. You've even got like skulls and little like totems and icons drawn on. So they're like beastmen rituals, are they? That they've come in to underspoil.
I'm thinking the local villagers have a practice of sacrificing things to the things they don't understand in the wildwoods, and they're just trying to keep them at bay. So every now and again they'll go into the woods with someone, and that someone won't come back.
Oh man, these look so good. I cannot wait to play against them. Yeah, okay, right. So I'm going to stop with repeatedly saying that they're so good now. So Sylvaneth army overviewy type stuff. What's their shtick? What's their general battle traits?
Their shtick is they're very, very angry tree spirits. They're quite mobile, actually. Their thing is awakened wildwoods. So what they can do is they've got a spell called Verdant Blessing, in addition to any other spell in the woods.
So an awakened wildwood, that's the terrain piece you can get.
Yes.
So as with any army in 3rd Ed, you get a terrain piece for free. So you have an awakened wildwood for free. That's actually probably a good time to mention that what we're going to do, because we've got a narrative table set up here, what we're going to do is we're going to, rather than setting up plastic trees on the table, we're going to say that we're going to nominate one of these to be your awakened wildwoods, and should any other appear during the game, rather than placing new terrain down, you'll nominate. Because you were about to tell me there's a spell, weren't you?
Yes, yeah, there is a spell which all of the Sylvaneth wizards get, and that's Verdant Blessing. So it has a casting value of 6. And if it's successfully cast, I can set up an awakened wildwood wholly within 24 of the caster, and 1 inch from any other model, terrain feature, or objective.
So what we're going to say then is, rather than set one up within 24 inches, we're going to say
it's going to declare that.
Pick the one that is within 24 inches, and then say that is now an awakened wildwood.
Yeah.
Should that spell be successful?
And the wildwoods do all kinds of crazy stuff, like deal damage to things that are nearby. You can spawn in them and spawn out of them, and
so there's a rule for moving to them, isn't there?
There is, yeah.
You can move between. You can, if you're next to one, you can say, "I'm going through the roots, and I'll come out of another one."
You can, yes.
Kind of like a deep strike type thing.
Absolutely, yeah. In fact, these guys, where's the piper? Somebody's got a pipe. I can't see who it is. Maybe that guy? I don't know. Yes. Pipes? Harp? Something like that. Him, when he blows his instrument, he doesn't actually have to be near a wildwood in order to enter the deep roots.
Nice.
So he can take that entire unit and you can pop them out throughout.
So as the game goes on and you create more and more wildwoods, you've got more and more potential for just disappearing.
Options,
Now my army's very slow, so you should run rings around me.
Possibly. We shall see.
So the other things with wildwoods is if I end my move within an inch of them, I could potentially take mortal wounds, can't I?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Right, what do you want to know about next?
Yeah, so what are the other general battle traits? There are more.
What, for the Sylvaneth in general? I think.
Yes.
That's just it for the Sylvaneth in general. So
There's definitely more.
What are you thinking?
Definitely more. I just remember there being more. So there's the...
the forest spirits thing.
Yep.
That's a setting up thing. Yeah.
Yep.
So that's basically, you can set them up in... a portion of your army up in deep strike, quote unquote, and bring them in at a later point to a wildwood.
So for every unit you deploy, you can potentially put one into reserve and bring them out in the movement phase near a wildwood.
Yep.
So you've got, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 units. So potentially you could put 3 or 4 in reserve if you want to, if you so chose. Okay. Then you've also got the places of power, which is a specific thing.
Yep, that means I can choose one terrain feature as a place of power, and I don't take battle shock tests whilst wholly within 6 inches of that terrain feature at all.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yep.
Okay, and then there's also the glades rule.
I'm just breaking everything. Don't mind, mate.
It's all right.
Yeah.
No need to panic.
Yeah, don't need that book anyway.
No books were harmed in the making of this video.
Not much anyway. Yeah, so I've gone with the Dreadwood glade.
Okay.
They're mostly outcasts. I mean, the Sylvaneth generally are fairly angry trees and they hate pretty much everything.
Doesn't a tree.
But the Dreadwoods are the worst of the worst. They are really spiteful, really, really vindictive, downright, almost evil. There's rumours of them having been involved in some very, very dark stuff during the Shrouded Times, Shadow Times.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just the kind of people you'd expect to jump on a bunch of Nurgleites who've just come through the realm gate.
They're really, really angry and they don't like anyone, especially not stinky things that show up.
Well, quite.
Yeah, absolutely. Their thing is they are malicious tormentors. So they re-roll wounds for any attacks made by Dread Spite Revenants, which are this lot. Reroll attack rolls of 1.
Okay. Does she count as a Spite Revenant as well?
I don't know. Let's have a look. I don't think she does. She really should. No, she doesn't. She's not a Spite Revenant.
Maybe she re-rolls stuff anyway. We'll find that out, I guess.
Entirely possible, yeah. Entirely possible. So yeah, these guys only hear the Song of War. They are absolutely... I was going to say bat something. They are loopy.
They are loopy, yes.
Very, very angry.
We've definitely had all these splitters for the day.
Yeah.
All these splitters for the month.
Yeah. They've also got a thing called subterfuge because they're very, very sneaky.
Okay.
So at the start of the first battle round, what I need to do is I roll a dice. On a 1 or 2, I can use one stratagem. 3 or 4, I can use 2 of them, and 5 or 6, I can use all 3. The stratagems are ambush, which means a Dreadwood unit can be redeployed anywhere on the battlefield. There's more than 6 inches from an enemy unit.
More than 6?
Yeah.
Nice. When does that happen?
It's a stratagem, whenever you can use stratagems, I suppose.
When does it... So maybe we need to check that. We need to see when you can use it.
That sounds like a nice redeployment, so that before the battle starts, one would think.
Oh, right. Yes.
Hidden attackers, that will drop your ranged attacks down to 12 inches for the first round of the battle.
Okay, that is further than the maximum range of any of my weapons.
That's fine.
I wouldn't pick that.
No. And sneak attack, which means any up to 3 Dreadwood units can immediately move as if it was their movement phase.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's pretty much like scouts, I suppose.
Yeah, okay.
In 40k.
Okie dokie. Right, so that's the general army stuff. What are we looking at here? Who's your general? I imagine it's going to be...
Drika Hamdreth. Drika Hamdreth is... she's a branch wraith. Really, really old, really, really, really vicious. She really does hate anything that doesn't have bark. There are rumours that she was created for some dark, nefarious purpose as well. But she really is a nasty piece of work. She is a wizard, amongst other things. She also has spites, which are like little nature spirits inside her armour that come out and do gribbly things to people.
Okay.
More of that later. Mercurial aspect. Yeah, she's a little bit unpredictable. We roll a dice and she either is enraged or embittered. Which has...
Okay.
Yeah. Go over that when we come to it.
What enhancements have you picked for her?
Enhancements. I don't recall. Oh, bear with me a moment.
Okie dokie. I'll just keep pointing the camera at these because they just look so lovely.
I didn't pick any enhancements for her.
Right, okay. We'll come right back. Okay, so after a bit of consulting of the book and a bit of a why didn't the app tell me this?
Consult the book of
We've discovered that yes, enhancements can only be given to units that are not unique. And the only two heroes in the army are both unique. So the command trait, the artifact of power, they are going unused.
Correct.
Because you only have unique heroes in the army. So she's a general.
She's a general. She is indeed a wizard, and I have chosen the Deadly Harvest spell for her.
What's that do then?
Casting value 6. Successfully cast each enemy unit within 3 inches of the caster suffers D3 mortal wounds, so it is a point blank area effect nastiness.
Okay, cool. She can also summon what we are calling the Omnom Tree.
Yeah, she can, or indeed she can, because she's a wizard as well.
So it's an endless spell, this thing, isn't it?
It is an endless spell.
And you've paid for with points.
I have, yes, I think it was.
And it's a predatory endless spell, so it walks around the battlefield eating people.
Yes, it does. If it's not controlled, that's when the predatory bit comes in. It can be controlled by either of my wizards.
That's not how third ed works. In third ed, if I read this right, please drop us a note if it's wrong. We'll check it before we use it. It's predatory if it moves about. And if the wizard that cast it is within 30 inches, it controls it.
Right.
If not, it's uncontrolled.
That's what I'm getting wrong, yeah.
But the description of this thing says it will only do damage to non-Sylvaneth units. So it really doesn't matter. The only thing that would happen if I gained control of it is I would choose where it moved.
Yeah.
I couldn't
move it away from your forces.
I couldn't reverse it over your guys and crush them.
No.
Like a badly trained bus driver.
Yeah, quite so. So the Omnom Tree thing has something called Terror Unearthed, which means if a unit fails a battle shock test within 3 inches of that thing, add D3 to the number of models that flee. Again, that has no effect on Sylvaneth. And Strangle Roots, which is what does the damage with that thing. When you move over miniatures, any miniatures you move over, any unit you move over takes D3 mortal wounds.
Nasty.
Yeah.
Okay, what's its actual name?
Vengeful Skull Root.
Vengeful Skull Root. Oh, vengeful.
Yeah. Very.
Right, the Tree Lord.
Lord.
It's not. So if it were an ancient Tree Lord, it would be a hero, but
Correct.
it's not.
It is not a hero. It is a monster. Ground shaking stomp. Ooh. Yeah, that's got a stomp thing with it. Anything within 3 inches is knocked over. So that's fun. The roll of 4 more is knocked off their feet by the impact and must subtract 1 from all hit rolls against in the combat phase as they regain their footing. Impale. So if the Tree Lord's massive impaling talons. Impaling talons.
See impaling talons.
Yeah. Inflict a wound on an enemy model, roll a dice and subtract 1 from that roll. If the roll equals or exceeds the number of wounds the enemy model has remaining, it is slain.
Huh. I need to find a way of killing that from range.
Yeah.
Without any guns.
And Spirit Path, so it can move.
It's got its own special version of moving between special trees.
Yes.
That have got a name that I can't remember.
Twisted
Wildwood. Awakened Wildwood.
Awakened Wildwood. And the Wildwood. Yeah.
Okay, what else are we looking at?
Dryads are the basic rank and file. In units of more than 12, which obviously I haven't got here, they get a +1 to saves. That doesn't apply. Subtract 1 from all hit rolls made against this unit if it's within 3 inches of a Sylvaneth wildwood.
Okay.
Yep. Enrapturing Song. In your own combat phase, you can enrapture one enemy unit that was in 3 inches of this unit. Add 1 to the hit rolls for the attacks made against that unit.
Okay. You make me stand there and think, oh, that sounds lovely, and then stab me in the face.
Yeah, so it's
good.
That they sing in combat. They're very, very sort of it's screeching and
Okay.
roaring and.
Right. What about these guys?
They are the pretty much iconic unit for the Dread Bark people. I've got them somewhere. What are you looking at? Oh, those things.
He's been looking for the page and didn't know what. Yeah.
Yeah. They're very, very scary. Any units within 3 inches of Spite Revenants must subtract 1 from their bravery.
Okay.
And they've got Whispers in the Dark, which is hilarious, actually. Because whenever they're within 8 inches of a terrain piece...
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
So when they're on this battlefield...
Pretty much.
No, not pretty much. When they're on this battlefield... Yep.
That terrain piece becomes haunted by susurrating voices, whatever that means.
Permanently?
While they're within 8 inches.
While they're within 8, okay.
Yeah. Which hiss threats in an unknowable tongue. How would you know what it's saying?
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, your opponent must roll 2 dice when taking battle shock tests for any of their units within 3 inches of the terrain feature, and use the highest dice roll.
Oh!
Yeah. Obviously, they've got a sub-hero, which is...
There somewhere?
There somewhere, one of them.
Okay.
Which has an extra attack.
Okay.
Yeah,
these folks.
They are...
Ilnarian's Guardians.
Yeah. Them. Smite Revenants. They're here somewhere. No. Trigger Hamdreth. No. Grant. There we are. Ha-ha! She's a branch wraith thing as well. She's fairly new though. She has reroll 1s for attack rolls all the time.
Okay.
She's a wizard.
Haha.
And I have chosen something for her. What did I choose? I chose Verdurous Harmony.
Which does?
Which is a casting roll of 7, and if it's successfully cast, I can pick one friendly Sylvaneth unit wholly within 18 inches of the caster and visible, and return 1 slain model to that unit. If I pick a unit of Dryads, Treed Revenants, or Spite Revenants, I can return up to D3 slain models to that unit instead.
Slain models. Okay.
Yes. And she's got her unit of Guardians with her that follow her around to do things.
Okay, good stuff.
Yes.
And I think last but by, well, maybe least, I don't know, who are these guys?
Who are you pointing at?
These ones.
Oh, those ones. They are Tree Revenants, which are on the other side of the Spite Revenants one. They're quite mobile. I believe I said earlier that they can use their way pipes to move between
Oh, yes.
the tree things. The banner does something special as well. They can pile in up to 6 inches with that banner.
Nice.
Yeah, very nice. Again, the Scion's got an extra attack. Scion is bloke with the big choppy sword. Martial memories. True Revenants are suffused with the echoes of their predecessors' lives and can draw on centuries of experience when they go to war. Once per phase, you can reroll a single dice for this unit. This could be one of the dice you roll to see how far it charges. A hit roll, a save roll.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. I think that covers it all. They look amazing. Let's deploy and play. Okay, so here we are after deployment. And so we have an objective in the centre of the table.
Yeah.
We have an objective in the Maggotkin territory over here. I don't get to move very far, so I want to stay fairly close. And we have an objective over here in the Sylvaneth territory.
Yeah.
In that wood, which I imagine will wake up at some point.
Yeah, maybe.
So talk me through your deployment then, Moog.
Basically what the plan is, he says, discussing the plan with the opponent. is I'm going to sweep her round there. Probably wake that wood up there. Which will give me a conduit from this. This is my chosen wildwood.
Right.
Because I get to choose one as a wildwood. It's there.
Yeah.
Which means I can then pile my forces in there and bring them out there and get a bit more.
Okay. You didn't deploy anything
No.
by the deep strikey thing that's not called deep strike.
No, it's not called deep strike. No, I didn't.
Okay. What's the thinking over here?
Pretty much the same. Only I'm going to wake that up.
Right. Okay. Which wood is your power site then?
Which did we decide? I think you
said this one. Yeah. Is the magic rock.
Yep. The magic rock.
So
rock of power.
You're immune to battle shock if you stood next to it.
Yep.
Okie dokie.
Which means I can get right up in your grill, be immune to battle shock,
and not run away.
Yeah.
But not immune to things that happen in the battle shock phase. Two subtle differences.
Mm.
Very, very important distinction to make for this player against Maggotkin.
All right.
Okay, so what did I do? Well, initially I put the drones out here to move on up to the enemy objective, but I thought they're probably not going to take it on their own because I don't know how much he's going to move, planning on moving away from that objective, but needed a little bit more punch, so I can basically just run these plague bearers up for a couple of turns.
Really? How much more punch do you need there? There's loads of punch.
Well, there wasn't before I put the plague bearers there.
Okay.
And the poxbringer.
Yeah.
When it was just the 3 drones, I thought that's not enough punch.
No, that's not enough punch.
Yeah.
Okay, carry on.
It's basically 500 points here, 500 points there.
Yeah, okay.
So the Nurglings are going to hang back on this back objective, just rolling round in the filth. And the Blight Kings are going to move up and just kill whatever comes their way.
I think Dricker might have a word with them.
Yeah. We shall see.
See who wins that argument.
And that is indeed the plan. So we need to see who gets the first, who gets priority, so who can choose who goes first.
How do we do that? I'm guessing it involves a dice.
And it's a dice, but not that dice, they're the wound counters.
No, but I want to roll it.
No,
But
pick a different one.
I've been rolling that dice. I have been.
I don't know what you shouldn't have been.
Well,
Bad of you, bad move.
well, you were rolling it as well.
No, it's a vicious lie. If only someone filmed these things. Okay, good luck, sir.
Good luck.
5. Do you want to take the first turn, or do you want me to have the first turn?
Right, come at me, bro.
You want me to have turn 1?
Yeah, you can go first.
Okay, so I get the 1 command point at the start of the battle round, and you get 2 for going second.
Yeah.
Now I need to roll on the cycle of corruption table to see what is in place at the start of the game. 2, which is fecundant vigour. All units are treated as being within 14 inches of a locus of fecundity. Okay. Yes, I did skip over that bit. Sorry, I did forget to mention something. Disgusting resilient also means that units regain a wound at the start of the turn.
Because of course they do.
Yes. Yeah. If you're within range of a locus of fecundity,
which everything now is,
you gain D3 wounds at the start of the turn.
Oh, how lovely for them.
However, because it's turn 1, I'm entirely uninjured, so it will do nothing. Nothing at all.
You best let me injure you.
Well, quite. Okay, let's go on to Maggotkin, turn 1. Okay, so here we are at the end of the movement phase for the Maggotkin. So, in the hero phase, the first thing that happened was I had units in my own territory and no enemy units, so I gained 4 contagion points. Working on those contagion points, got to catch them all. The Poxbringer cast Fleshy Abundance on the Plague Bearers. They are now wound 3 models. Increase the wounds of the unit by 50%. Nice on a big unit. The character whose name I'm going to get wrong, the Lord of Blights. Because you've got Lord of Blights, Lords of Plague, and Lords of Afflictions. They're the 3 types of lords. I'm going to get them wrong all the time. The Lord of Blights used heroic leadership to generate an extra command point, which he has to spend before the end of this turn, and I've just realised I should have spent it on marching. That would have been the entire point in having it. It's going to go away. Mm-hmm. Right, lessons were learned.
Yeah.
Lessons were learned. So, that's the spells. There were no other stratagems used. That's it for the movement. That's everyone up to date. Okay, shooting phase. That was quick.
Yeah.
Charge phase. Also quick.
Charge.
Battle shock. Are you going to run away from me? Okay. So, it's the end of Maggotkin turn 1. I lose the command point on that guy because it's per turn. And you lose... Oh, so yeah, you generated a command point on what's the name?
Give me a chance.
I know, you lose that because it's per turn.
Oh.
Yes. However, now at the start of your turn, we both gain a command point because our generals are on the boards. And we go into the command phase, the hero phase.
Okay.
You're looking confused. What do I need to explain? I'm obviously skipping on without having explained stuff, which is my bad. So tell me what I'm not explaining, and I shall explain it, sir.
I'm losing command points, and I've not had a chance to spend anything. I've not moved any miniatures yet. What's going on, Paul?
Okay, so in AOS, command points are not like they are in 40k, where you have a lot, and then you accrue them, and they're a big stash that you can spend as and when you need. They are much more, you get a few a battle round, and like a couple a turn. And they go away at the end of the turn or battle round, depending on what type of command point they are. Because mostly they are used for standard battle manoeuvres, like advancing a long way, backing off if someone comes near you, stopping units running, fighting defensively, fighting aggressively, rallying troops to come back to the fight. It's mostly used on that kind of stuff. There are some abilities in different armies that activate with command points, but I don't think I've seen that many in the in the 3rd edition codices. I think it's mainly the older codices that have got them. So you've probably got some on. But oh man, thank you. I'm not doing well today. First the duck and now the codex. So
what you're saying, if you had been able to reach out and tickle me with one of your command point abilities, and I had some sort of a command point ability to stop being tickled, I could have used that then.
Correct. So but at the start of the hero phase, in everyone's turn, you gain a command... So, yes, rewind a second. So, at the start of the battle round, if you're taking the turn 1, you get 1 command point.
Okay.
If you're taking turn 2, you get 2 command points.
That's why I've got 2 command points.
At the start of each turn, if your general is on the table, you gain a command point. That's why we've both just gained extra ones, because I've not spent any, you've not spent any in my first turn. So the ones that we gained from our generals are still there. Mm-hmm. In every hero, in every hero phase, you pick one hero to do one of these 4 heroic actions, which are heroic leadership, heroic willpower, their finest hour, and heroic recovery.
Yep.
Heroic leadership, you pick a hero, you roll a dice. If you gain a 4, on a 4+, you gain a command point that you must use with that hero this turn.
Right.
So what I should have done, what I was chastising myself for, is having generated a command point with him. Because these advanced, and they ran 1 inch. What I should have done was spent his command point that I knew he was going to lose at the end of the turn anyway on making them run 6 inches. So they'd have been up here, they'd have been within 6 inches of that objective, and I'd have been controlling it.
Yeah.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda, didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, you say briefly. You've got to kill them. How many points is she? She's like 300. She's a lot. Some, yeah. I seem to remember her being a lot. Yeah. As a player, I'm much more scared of her than I am as a Nurgleite.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's why we've just been because all I've done is move, there's been no shooting and nothing else. That's why we've been gaining and losing command points like no one's business.
Okay, well, yeah, fine.
So we've done the command pointy gainy stuff in your hero phase.
Yeah.
Now we need to pick the heroic actions malarkey. You get to pick first because it's your turn.
It is. I will pick. None of them are particularly relevant.
Well, heroic leadership you could use to generate a command point.
I could, yes.
However, this stash of command points that we've got here, they're going to vanish at the end of the battle round.
Yeah.
So,
I may as well, you know. Let's go with that one. Heroic willpower.
no, heroic leadership.
That's the one. I know what I meant.
Roll a dice, 4+. And who are you doing it with?
Doesn't matter. But it does matter. It was going to be her.
It was going to be her, okay. Okay, so spell time. You've got spells to be casting.
I do, yes.
Oh, sorry, no, I have things to do.
Can I move?
No, your spells are in the hero phase before moving.
I'm assuming I'm going to get a go at some point.
If I permit it.
All right.
What I am going to do, I'm going to spend my heroic action on heroic willpower for the Lord of Blights, so that he can unbind the spell as if he were a wizard.
I know what you're going to do with that. That's mean.
Well, yeah, I'm going to try. You're going to try and awaken more woods, and I'm going to try and stop you.
Yes, you do that.
Yes, I will. Yes,
you do that.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So, do you want to have a look at your spells, and then we'll look at what you're doing with your spells, then we'll get back. Okay, so we've done some memory realization stuff. So as we were going through the command points, we were saying redeploy, and then we went, redeploy. Oh, I've got that thing that I was supposed to use at the start. And I'm like, Oh yeah. So what was it called? Saboteurs? Subterfuge.
So I rolled a dice. I got a whopping 2, which meant I could use one of the stratagems, and I chose to use sneak attack, which meant 3 Dreadwood units can immediately move as if it was their movement phase. But they can't run.
Yes, so back to the start of the battle round. These 3 units have moved as if it were their movement phase. Dryad, 7-inch move.
Yeah.
Hate Woman, 9-inch move.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And then, Zerp, we're now back to...
Back in the room.
So it's now still your hero phase.
Yes.
And we're looking at your spells.
Yep.
So are you wanting to awaken a wildwood?
Yes. Let's go for Awakening a Wildwood. That seems like a fun thing to do.
I just realised we said we were going away to look at the spells, and we haven't looked at the spells. Do you need a moment to look at the spells?
Awakening a Wildwood, it happens on a 6. I know that much.
2d6. Roll 2 dice. Get a 6 or more.
Yeah. So we'll do that. Where do you want the dice to roll?
That's fine. Okay.
Does not happen. She
Yes.
is going to summon the Omnon tree.
Okay. What's the casting value?
That's what I'm just checking. I think.
The Vengeful Skull Root.
The Vengeful Skull Root. It doesn't have a casting value. I must be misreading that. Casting value is 6 now.
Okay.
Madness. Yep.
So 7. Well, the Poxwalker will try and unbind it.
Go on.
You need 8 or more.
Go on.
Yep. No Omnon tree this turn.
Boom!
Maybe next turn. Okay. So that's the end of your hero phase.
Yep.
On to movement. And the Sylvaneth have moved. And these are nippy and aggressive. Super aggressive.
I mean, nippy's not normally something you associate with trees.
But... No, quite. So this tree lord was ordered to march, and march it did. It is close to these plague bearers. Can't charge this turn, of course, but it's likely to be charged.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Ilnadeth's guardians have these lot have also advanced.
Yep.
The guardians outpacing their mark. Their charge. They're charged.
Yep.
They're charged.
But not charging.
No, they're charged. They're not charging.
Correct.
Yes. The dryads advancing towards this sacred site. Sorry, the dryads moving with purpose towards. You see, the problem is game rules have been purloined from English words.
Yes. But it's not advance in any case. It would be run. And I didn't run them.
But I said they were advancing. As in a narrative description of what they're doing. They're advancing on me.
Remember some minutes ago I said I was in 40k mode? I'm still equating run with advance. Carry on. Carry on without me. Paul plays solo hammer. With someone else in the room. And
then these guys whose name I should remember.
The Tree Revenants.
The Tree Revenants have played the Twilight Pipes?
Waypipes. That musician thing that they got that enables them to walk through the... Oh, what's the thing called?
So it's an alternative to the deep roots?
Yes.
It's an alternative to moving. They can just basically disappear and reappear within 3 inches of a table edge.
Teleport all over the place because they're...
Move through the deep roots.
Yes. Only it's called something else, but I can't find what it's called.
So they've moved through the deep roots.
Yes. They've done something...
And appeared over here.
Yes. Going to come play with your Nurglings.
So, yeah, I'm feeling kind of surrounded at the minute.
Yeah.
This is a kind of surrounding type scenario. Not threatened, merely surrounded.
Well, you're okay to feel threatened. I'm trying to threaten you.
Yeah, but it's just you, not your tree man.
Oh, okay.
Okay, do you have any shooting to do in the shooting phase? I don't know that you do.
I mean, the only thing that's got really a missile weapon is... Well, I've got a bow there. It's probably out of range of everything.
But you advanced, so you can't fire it.
Exactly, that was going to go on to that.
No, you ran. It's your fault.
Go on to that.
Okay.
He's got his strangly vine thing, but he advanced. Ran.
He ran.
She's actually got a missile weapon.
Okay, what's his range?
Didn't run. Because she runs pretty fast anyway. Stand by, bets. 10 inches, so she's out of range of it.
She is.
Right? Yeah, okay, fair enough. Yep, okay, so, lessons were learned.
Okay, any charges? I think she's going to be out of range to charge. Yeah. The Tree Revenants are in to charge if they want to.
You reckon?
Well, you went in 9 inches away, so it must be within 9 inches of the Nurglings.
Yeah, but that's over there's a wall there in between. So that will shave a little bit off.
It'll shave an inch off it, up and down, because the middle bit's where you'd go over, and that's where it's only half an inch high.
Let's get that measured. We like to measure? Is it like 40k we have to... Fantasy Battle we have to sort of...
No, you totally
guess.
measure.
Oh, what's their charge?
2d6.
2d6.
Have you put them further back than 9?
I put them further back like some sort of Muppet.
Or do you want to move them further forward? Because that's what you meant to do.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I've made these mistakes. I need to learn from them. Yeah, they're actually 12 inches away. So I could long bomb it, but I don't think I'm going to be able to make it.
So that's not happening. There's no penalty to doing it. None. None whatsoever.
Let's go for it. Do I get command point reroll?
Yes. You spend the command point on forward to victory, but you can only do that once per phase. So if you were going to do it with another unit...
Well, I don't think anything else is charging, so...
Well, are the Dryads not in range?
I don't think so.
They might be able to long bomb as well?
You might be able to, but I don't know whether I want to, because there's that.
Oh, yeah. No, it doesn't like they are.
Okay. They're contesting that at the moment, so that's fine. Okay. Tree Revenants. Let's see if you can charge some Nurglings in the back. No.
Forward to victory, command point.
Nope. Not even then.
Okay. And nothing to happen in the battle shock phase.
No, not yet.
Okie doke. So we go on to battle round 2, and now we have to make the priority roll for battle round 2. Good luck, sir.
And you. Oh, look at that.
4. So I pick, do I go first or second? I'm going to go first.
Do you reckon?
Yes. Yes, I do.
That's what I do.
I do reckon, yes. Yep. Yes.
In fact, no, if I were you, I'd absolutely not go first.
Well, you're not me, and I am going first.
Well, come on then.
Okay. All right, I'm going to do my hero phase. Okay, so here we are at the end of the movement phase in Maggotkin turn 2. So we moved on the cycle of decay to number 3, which is called...
Bob.
Which is called the burgeoning. So I roll the number of dice equal to the battle round. On a 4+, I gain a contagion point. I gained no contagion points.
Boo. I mean, yay.
Yes. I gained 3 contagion points for having units in my territory, but not the extra one because there were no enemy in my territory, because there were enemy in my territory.
Yeah.
I discovered that Nurglings that could have deep struck didn't. Grumble, grumble.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda. With their 4-inch move, they are eyeing up these guys who are invading their territory. I mean, none of this is their territory, really. I mean, let's be quite honest.
Yeah.
The Blight Kings and the Lord of Blights have moved up in the centre. We've got a long charge against Spike Woman.
I thought you were going into the Dryads.
And a medium charge against the Dryads. I'm going both ways, mate. Oh, yes. We're a gnat's whisker out of range for the Death Head grenades, so we aren't going to be throwing those. Hashtag tragic. Is that a real hashtag? It probably isn't.
Yes,
It must be.
It must be.
But yeah.
Not one I would apply to this situation. You might.
No, probably not. No, it's very much a matter of perspective, one imagines.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Didn't create another command point for heroic leadership.
Yay.
Boo.
Yay.
The Poxbringer failed to cast Fleshy Abundance on the Poxwalkers.
Yay.
Boo. The Poxwalkers have moved forward and ready to do their shtick against the tree, and the Plague Drones flying forward. Two of them are actually in range to throw their death heads at things. Yay!
Boo!
Hurrah!
Boo!
So they are ready to throw some death heads. So, let's have a look. Some blood sap may be spilt. Now the question is, do I want to do one into Aeronautica Guardians and one into the tree? Or do I want to soften the tree up to try and kill the tree? I think I want to soften the tree up to try and kill the tree. Oh!
I think I want to read what my ruse was because I've forgotten.
Of course, the attack of the death heads is equal to the number of models in the target unit to a maximum of 7, which doesn't really help against the tree. So that'd be just 2 attacks. We'll put them both into Aeronautica Guardians. There are 3 models, so 2 of them are in range. So that is 6 attacks. Hitting on 3s. 4 hits. That generates a disease point because it's a roll to hit of a 6.
How many disease points are we on now?
No, not a contagion point.
Right, okay.
That gives them a disease point.
Disease point. Oh.
And then wounding on 3s. 2. No rend, so 2 saves on that unit, please, sir.
Okay. They have saves of... where are we? Saves 5+.
Okay. Yeah.
2 saves.
Yeah. What's their wound? Have they got 1 wound each?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I had hopes for more, as you might expect.
Well, I had hopes for about that.
Yeah. But I have made you poorly. I've made you queasy. Yeah. Okay. So, now, what order do I want to do these in? What's the order of importance? Well, the Lord of Blights needs a 10-inch charge. So, I think I will charge with him first.
So general action. Already.
He needs a 10-inch charge to get to her, but not a 10-inch charge to get to the Dryads. So, depending on what I roll, I could go into the Dryads if I come short.
Oh, of course, yes, because you don't have to...
I don't have to declare a target. So, he's going to go first.
Right.
8 inches. Now, does 8 inches get me into the Dryads?
I don't know.
Let's have a look.
Let's find out.
I wasn't expecting you to measure, but thank you very much, sir.
Well, I'm closer. No, it does not.
It does not. Okay.
Not. I don't know.
Got to be within half an inch. Well, there's... I think it does, bud.
Yeah, I think you might be right. Yep.
Okay. So, no, but I could re-roll because I want to get her. Yeah, because I don't want to be hit by her. That's the thing.
Yes, you do.
No, I really don't.
She's not that
but,
scary.
Do you know what? Let's go there. And now we'll charge
You
with...
sure you wanted to do that?
Yes.
Okay.
Is there a rule that kicks in at this point
No.
that you're aware of? Okay.
Just making sure you wanted to do that.
Okay. I'd rather have gone for her. Then the Plague Kings. I don't think 6 cuts it, so I will forward to victory on them.
Yeah.
A 5. A 5 also does not cut it. So I spent the command point on forward to victory, but they do not make it in. Obviously stumbling over their slime or something.
Yeah.
So that's...
Just watching this guy go.
yeah. Okay, right. The Plague Bearers need, I think it was a 9? No, the Nurglings. Let's see
They need a 9.
Let's see how the Nurglings
The
do.
Nurglings need a 9.
More than a 6.
More than a 6. 7 would have been more than 6. 9 would have been the number of Zinch.
Yeah, but I can't play the entire game only using 3 and 7.
Why not?
Because I'd have to get special dice made that only have 0s, 3s and 7s.
2d6, greatest probability of rolling 7s, and you didn't.
Yes. You're right. Okay, the Plague Bearers are going in. Sorry, the Plague Bearers are charging 6 inches. So they make it in. Move them. And then the Plague Drones are going to charge.
No.
3 inches. Okay.
They don't want to. They're too sad. Too sad.
Not my turn, this, is it? Right.
No, it's certainly not the dice on your side. You rolled
So.
Nurgle's numbered 3, didn't?
So. We're going to alternate. What kind of... How good are the Dryads in a fight? What they got?
They're reasonable. They've got quite a frightening amount of attacks, if I recall. Yeah, 2 attacks each. Subtract 1 from all hit rolls made against this unit within 3 inches of a Sylvaneth Wildwood, which they are not. I can enrapture you, and that doesn't apply.
What?
So, 1 wound, 5 up save.
What do they hit on? What's their damage? What's the rend?
They hit on a 4 up.
Yep.
4 up to wound, no rend.
Right, I think I'll activate the Plague Bearers. I think I'd rather hit the tree before getting hit, and I'll take being hit by them with my Generalissimo. Okay, so pile the Plague Bearers in. So having piled in the Plague Bearers, they are... I've got 6 within 1 inch range of their Plague Swords, but the champion's in there as well, so it's 7 attacks. Are you happy, Moog? It's 7.
Yes. Well,
Good.
I don't know. I'll be happy in a minute.
Okay, so hitting on 4s. Unless I do all out... No, I'd rather save the command point for stopping things running away. Hitting on 4s. Well, there's 3 6s there. So
do they do anything special? Do they explode or anything?
No, but they give you 3 disease points.
Oh, I don't want disease points.
Could you pop the dice down, please, with the disease points?
No.
And then wounding on 3s. 2 no rend.
No rend. Tree Lord, his save is 3+. Was that 2, was it?
Yep.
3+ save. 1.
Longer 3, so he loses a wound.
He does.
So you do wounds taken in AOS.
Right, okay.
So just put a 1 on him. He's taken 1.
Yep. There we go. He's taken 1 wound.
Okay, it's your turn to pick a unit to fight.
Obviously I can't charge because it's not my go. What have I got? No, I'll fight back if I can.
Well, you can pile them into him and fight him before he has a chance to fight you.
That sounds eminently more sensible. Right, let's do that then.
Yeah. Okay, so the Dryads pile in. 6 are in range, including the champion. They have 2 attacks each, so this is
Hitting on 4s.
fistful of attacks.
Yeah, hitting on 4s. 1, 2, 4, 5.
That's good.
Yeah, it is quite good.
3 misses. That's very
I'm
good.
not going to wound. That was a 4, wasn't it? Or something. Definitely a hit, whatever it was.
Yep.
Ah, those didn't hit. 4 to wound. That's not so great.
5, well, that's pretty good.
Right, I'd like you not to save any of them, please.
Well, I'm going to. 3 plus any rend?
No.
3 plus saves. Failed 1, disgustingly resilient. No, I take a wound.
Ha 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 ha! Be wounded.
For the moment.
For the moment. Oh, we've got that healing wind thing, haven't we? When does that kick in?
Yes. Hero phase.
Right, okay.
But we'll check the specifics of that when we get to the next hero phase.
Yes.
Right, now it's the Lord of Blights. So with his bubotic hammer, his range is 1. His attacks are 4. Do I go all out attack, or do I save the command point to stop the plague bearers running away, which they inevitably will?
Let them run. Let them run.
I'm going to save it. Okay. So I'm hitting on 3s.
How many attacks you got?
Yeah, 4.
4. Right. Hitting on 3s.
Hitting on 3s.
Come on, you 2s.
That's not very nice. Okay, 4 hits.
Did I mention these trees are spiteful, right?
Wounding on 3s. Yeah, but you're Moog, you're not a tree. Oh, all 4 of them. Right.
Well, that's
Minus-
my comeuppance, isn't it, really?
-1 rend. What's their save?
Who hit him? Them?
Yeah.
Oh, they're, save 5.
Okay, so,
Saves on 6s.
yeah,
How many? 4?
4, yeah.
Ooh, dryads. Come on, you 6s. None!
No. 2 damage each, so that's 8 wounds. So, kills 8 of them. If they're 1 wound each.
They are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Gosh, that was
And you... Oh, and I've just remembered. So they get a disease point because they ended the combat phase within 3 inches. And the... Sorry, we haven't quite got to the end yet, but just for my memory, the... In fact, no, we'll do it at the end. Right, your tree lord gets to... Because there's all sorts of stuff going on here.
right. Tree
And
Lord.
they've still got to be alive. My guys are still going to be alive.
Tree Lord needs to do the thing. The thing with the people and the things. Right. Melee weapons. He has some attacks. He has...
Pick a weapon, let's go through it.
Right, okay. Sweeping blows. Attacks. He has not suffered any attacks. Sweeping blows. He has 4 attacks.
Okay, 4 attacks.
Hitting on 2s.
Okay.
No, hang on. No. 3s.
3s.
Yep, all hits. Wounding on 2s.
Wounding on 2s.
Yep, all of the wounds.
What's the round?
On that, rend is -2.
Okay, plague bearers have a save of 6+. They go straight through. How much damage?
The damage is, with sweeping blows, D6.
D6?
Yeah.
Okay. 4 times. That was terrible.
It was terrible. Can I
But
try that
you
again?
know what else it is? 7.
Oh,
Okay, I feel for you there. Disgustingly resilient. Ignore 2 of them, so 5 wounds. So I lose 2
yeah. And I've got an impaling talon as well.
and a half. Ugh. And I have to say, you could have wiped the whole unit there very, very easily with even a slightly better roll.
Yes. So it's all according to my master plan.
Yes. Okay, so next weapon.
Massive impaling talon, which will hit on a 3. No. He's not in the mood to hit today.
Any other weapons?
Nope.
Right, okay. Now, Ilnareth's guardians are within 3 inches of the plague bearers, so they can activate. Is Ilnareth herself within 3 inches of the plague bearers? Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought so. Nope.
Okay, but the guardians can activate if you want the guardians to activate.
Does that mean I can pile it?
Yes.
Okay, yep, we'll go in. Whatever.
Pile in and hit.
Bam.
And kabam. Let's see what they got. Right, so the unit champion is attacking first.
Yes, and I'm using, what's the thing? All out attack.
Oh, yes, he's got a command point and all-out attack.
Yep. What does that give me? +1 to hit.
+1 to hit, yeah.
Okay, cool. He naturally hits on a 3+ with his enchanted great blade. That's him with the horns. Yep. All of the hits.
Okay.
He wounds on a 3+. 3 hits.
Rend.
3 wounds. Rend with that is -1.
So they go straight through. How much damage?
1.
Was it 3?
Yep.
Discussion resilient, 5 pluses.
No.
No, they fail. Okay. So that guy dies. And let's say that guy dies.
Yeah. Okay. And if we're okay to move on to the protector glaive.
Yep.
Just him.
Yeah.
Him, her. Whatever.
That one.
Yeah, that one. It's 2 attacks, hitting on a 4.
One.
Yeah. Wounding on a 3.
We do last attack, of course, because it would have been hitting on a 3.
Yeah, it would have been. Yeah.
Okay.
And I can actually clonk you with the bow.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not going to be functional as a bow afterwards, in reality, but we're not in reality.
It's bow clonking time.
Bow clonking time.
Yeah, this is very much not reality.
Yeah.
Tree men, tree spirits, plague bearers,
Well...
realm of life.
No, it's not. Anyway, she hits... Legitimately, she hits on a 4. That hits.
Yep.
3 and a wound. That does not wound.
Okay.
Gosh, that was effective.
Okay.
So you've got some people on the deck there.
I do. So is that all the attacks done?
For them, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I am very... I feel for you for the tree guy, because that could have been a lot better. Okay, so...
when you line these people down, are they going to get back up again?
No, they're not. I'm just counting the dead models because it matters for battle shot. So I lost 4. However, I am going to spend the command point on Inspiring Presence to auto-pass the battle shock test. Right, at the... No, not just yet. At the end of the fight phase, at the end of the combat phase...
Yeah.
Any of your units within 3 inches of my units gain a disease point.
Oh!
So they gain a disease point. He goes up to 4 disease points.
Of course he does. When do they explode?
In a moment.
Okay.
And they go up to 2 disease points.
Knock some of these trees over in the process. About.
So, right, now we're in the battle shock phase. I auto-passed. Now we roll to see if the diseases cause wounds on your guys.
I roll, you roll?
I think I roll.
Okay, off you go.
So, the thing is, Guardians have got 2 disease points. 4 pluses do mortal wounds. No, they now go down to 1 disease point. The disease is not cured, but it's not there anymore. It hasn't hurt them. It's ravaged them. The tree man has 4 on him, so he I roll the dice for the 4.
Yep.
And he takes 3 mortal wounds, 2 6s and a 4, and he goes down to 1 disease point.
Now I can't save against mortal wounds, can I?
Do you have a ward save?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so yeah, he goes down. He's now taken 4 wounds.
4 wounds.
And goes back down to 1 disease point.
I don't like these disease ones.
No. Well, you know, so they didn't do very much damage in the actual fight phase. This is where the damage is coming from.
Yeah.
And they've got 1 disease point that does not do damage to them. Right, now they lost 8. 8 were killed.
Mm-hmm.
You can spend the command point on Inspiring Presence, so they don't have to take a test.
I will do that. Do they have to be in a certain range of...
18 inches of the general, or the unit champion still needs to be alive.
Which they certainly are, and that is also true, so I will do that.
Okay, so they do not need to take a battle shock test.
Because I have plans.
So many plans.
So many plans.
Speaking of which... I control that objective. How nice.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
No, it's a tie. It's a tie, because I count as 2 models and you count as... You have 2 models.
Correct.
Ah, no, but he's in range. I win. It's mine. It's mine.
Oh, do you want to change the colour of it, or what?
Nah.
No? We'll leave it green.
I leave it green.
But I'm green.
I think it suits us both for it to be
I'm green.
green. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay. Sylvaneth, turn 2. So we just realised something as we've been going. So the command trait of the Lord of Blights is overpowering stench. So the Dryads couldn't be issued, they could not receive an order whilst within 7 inches of him, which means they couldn't be given the inspiring presence order, so they have to take a battle shock test.
Yeah, which they can't pass.
They can't pass because they've lost. We did think that a 1 was an auto pass like it is in 9th Ed 40k, but we've checked and it doesn't seem to be the case. Please let us know in the comments if you know different and give us a page reference so we can learn for next time. But it looks like no matter what you roll, they've run off.
I mean, you can have your disease though if you want.
I'll have it back. I love my disease. Right, now we'll go back to the hero phase and come back to you in a sec. Okay, we're in the middle of the hero phase and the camera's coming back on because, well, what's happened so far is you've tried heroic leadership and failed.
Yeah.
I tried heroic the same thing and failed.
Yeah.
The healing winds have washed through the land. We're in the land of life and we rolled healing winds for the ruse.
Yeah.
Have washed through the land of Ghyran and put 3 wounds back on the damn tree.
Ooh.
Yeah. I am not going to kill that thing this game. I don't think. Anyway, and you've just successfully summoned the Om tree.
Yep.
I tried to unbind it, but failed. So
it has to be wholly within 6 inches of the caster.
We've got books in hand and all sorts.
So I think that's wholly within, isn't it?
Not quite. Measure the sideways length as well as the forward length because the base is a weird size. But it's close enough. Close enough.
Good enough for government work. Right. Now I can move with that immediately.
So the way this works, before moving any predatory spells, you first determine if they're controlled or if they're wild. A predatory spell that is within 30 inches of the model that summoned it can be controlled by it. Therefore, it's controlled.
Yeah.
If you'd summoned 2 different spells, you'd have to choose
one,
which one you were controlling. So, you control it, you may move it, sir.
Excellent. Right. 8-inch move. Do I want to annoy them, or do I want to annoy them?
You can annoy both, move sideways.
I can fly, so I can engage them.
You don't engage them, you move over them and do nasty stuff to them, don't you?
Yeah. Right. In which case, I'll move over your plague bearers.
What is the effect of the Om tree?
I should tell you in a moment.
It's like a moot. Do you know, when you put the pictures up, I had no idea how big that thing was. I thought it was a lot smaller. It's like, it's bigger than the tree, man.
Yeah, it's
man.
Crazy.
It's bigger than the tree, man.
Right, strangle roots. After this model is moved, each unit that it has any models it passed across suffers D3 mortal wounds, or D6 mortal wounds if the unit is also within 3 inches of any awakened one. So
right, it isn't. So D3 mortal wounds. Okay. Hit me!
Slightly less exciting.
But it does something else, though, doesn't it? It's a battle shock thing, isn't it?
Yes, it's a battle shock thing, but I don't think that'll come in.
Okay, so we'll come to that in the battle shock phase.
2.
Discussion of resilience. Yeah, we don't care.
But it's there now.
Yeah.
It is a presence.
But I can't... you rolled a 9, didn't you?
Yeah.
Just pop 2 dice. Put your 2 dice that say 9 up on there. Because I can try and unbind it in future turns. We need to remember that it was cast with a 9.
Oh, okay.
If you cast it with just a 5, it would be easy for me to unbind. If you cast it with, 11, harder to unbind.
That makes a twisted amount of sense, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the nice thing, because I had this conversation with... It was with Immortan Joe with his Flesh Eater Courts, because we were sort of like, do you only get it once, and then if I dispel it, can you never cast it again? It's like, no, you can cast it as many times as you like, but you can only have one of it on the board unless you've paid for it twice.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
And, our conclusion was you had to dispel it with the number that... Because like in old Fantasy Battle, because we both had Fantasy Battle Brain on, and we were like, does it go... Because in Fantasy Battle what it used to be was, it's whenever you cast it on when you cast it, but in future turns it goes down to the minimum casting value. So if you needed 5 or more, it was like, 9 this turn, but 5 to get rid of it. Can't see anything like that in AOS, so we're pretty sure that we have to remember the number 9. Number 9. Okay, that's one spell.
Well, that was really ineffective, wasn't it?
No.
But it was fun.
Well, I was resilient, because I'm disgusting.
Yes, all right then.
You used your stats,
Yeah.
and I used mine.
Yeah.
I'm not. You may not notice. I'm not dishing out the well, he dished out quite a bit of damage.
Yeah, he did.
He did.
He dealt with the chaff quite effectively.
But he's my dude.
Yeah, he's going to get charged in a minute.
My dilemma was whether or not I should have done heroic leadership for the command point, or whether I should have done heroic recovery to get that wound back. Whether that wound would make the difference, because I sense a kick in my near future.
What gives you that impression?
Well, the most spiteful creatures in the game are both eyeing him up.
Oh, you reckon?
Yeah, I reckon.
Right. I'm just double checking what I actually took spell wise for Deadly Harvest. Ooh.
That doesn't sound good. I'm alarmed.
But Deadly Harvest is kind of your bag as well. Casting value 6, successfully cast each unit within 3 inches. Oh, that doesn't apply. Okay.
Hooray!
Yeah.
But she could do Arcane Shield or Arcane... or Mystic Shield or Arcane Bolt.
I could... Then you get that blooming shrug, don't you?
Well, yes. But I might not shrug it. Or you could increase your save by 1.
No, let's just go with an Arcane Bolt. So what's the casting at 6, isn't it?
I can't remember.
5 or 6.
Roll some dice. At least that.
Yeah. Bam.
So I take a Mortal Wound, which I may shrug on a 5. I don't.
You don't shrug.
So there you go. I've taken 2 damage now.
Ah, but you got Healing Winds in your hero face.
I'm not going to live that long. You're going to kill me.
You reckon?
Well, the thing is, my stat... I know I'm Nurgle, right? Mm-hmm. But most of the stats about whether or not I can take damage come from your battle tome, from your war scroll. All I have is my save, which is 3 up, which is good for AOS.
Yeah.
And the 5+ shrug. And 5+ isn't that great. You've got 5 wounds to get through. She's a 300-point model. If she can't kick out 10 wounds without breaking a sweat, I'll be amazed.
Watch me fluff the roll.
You've got them as well.
What do you think? Yeah, I suppose I could. No, they're 5 inches. Be a long bomb charge.
You see, you didn't awaken a wildwood because I'm close to the ones you wanted to awaken.
You need to be wholly within for it to actually start doing things to you. Wholly within 3 inches, I think.
Right, but I mean, you might end up leaving those tree revenant, those spite revenants. What are they called? Spite revenants. Spite revenants there for the whole game, waiting for the chance to walk them through some wildwood. Whereas actually, if you move them up, you could kick him this turn, and she could come over here and kick them.
Yeah.
And then.
Yeah, I mean that is my thinking, but it is a long bomb charge. But that's probably what I'm going to do.
Yeah. Okay, I'll leave you to the rest of your movement then, sir. So at the end of the movement phase, there has been some interesting shenanigans and things going on. And lots of, how do we play this game, kind of conversations.
Yeah.
So the Tree Revenants have moved up here. They're potentially looking at a long bomb charge up to there. But they could just as easily, if they roll, they could get in range of the Nurglings and choose to go this direction.
Yeah.
I do like that as a mechanic, you know.
Mm-hmm.
They're just sort of judging what they can get to, and then they decide what to go for.
Yeah, I'm thinking Nurglings are probably the way forward. However, we'll see how other things go.
Indeed. Dryacha?
Drekker,
sorry.
I don't know whether
has moved up here. She's got a choice of targets. The Spite Revenants, the conversation there was, well, I've been keeping them at the back so I could go through the Wildwood. But we've had 2 successive turns now
without any kind of awakening.
One because you couldn't awaken this one because I had units too near to it. You couldn't awaken that one because I had units too near to it. So you elected not to do it. That's why you went for the Arcane Bolt.
Yep.
So we sort of had, well, I know the plan was to leave them by that and stay there until they could walk out, but they might end up missing out on
everything.
On everything.
Yeah, missed the fight entirely.
So they've come up and they potentially have quite a relatively short charge to the Lord of Blights, which gives Drekker, it gives the really, really nasty one a choice of where she goes, potentially.
Yep.
And depending, maybe if those guys make it into there, she'll join in the middle. Don't know. We'll work all that out. Then, equally, there were some decisions over here about where Ilnieth, who I'm probably mispronouncing, goes.
Yeah.
Because Moog initially moved. I said, can't go there, bud. She's within 3 inches of the Plague Bearers.
Yeah.
Then tried again. It's like, no, she's within 3 inches of the Plague Bearers. It's like, well, if I just leave her, can I move through my troops when I charge? It's like, no, you've got to go round. Oh, well, that'll make it like an X inch charge. Well, if you move her to the end, then you roll your charge dice. You can elect where you go. You might have enough to make it to the Plague Drones.
Mm-hmm.
You might not and make it to the Plague Bearers. You don't have to declare when you roll. So, lots of then we had, when does the Omnom tree, it does have a proper name.
It does. I can't remember what
There's
it is.
a proper name.
It is the Omnom tree forever now.
Moog is Omnom tree. When does that move? Yeah, only moves in the hero phase.
Yep.
So lots of learning in that hero phase and that movement phase.
We will have to find out whether it's just my hero phase or whether it's anyone's hero phase.
I
would suspect it's just mine.
I don't know. It'll depend on whether it said the or your. Let's check that now. I'm curious. It's moved in the hero phase, so it will move in my hero phase as well. Other things that happen in the hero phase is the units that were within 3 inches of the Plague Bearers have gained a disease point, because that happens in the movement phase as well. It also is going to happen in the combat phase.
All right.
So they're racking. Well, if my guys are still alive, so they're racking. Well, you know, the tree should have wiped them last turn. The lack of tree wipage was a travesty.
Unfortunate.
Yes.
Yeah, there was, mistakes were made. Bad dice rolls were had.
Indeed.
But, these things happen. 'Tis the story.
'Tis the story. So, that's where we are now. Now we come on to the shooting phase. Now, the guys who are in combat can shoot. They can shoot. They can only shoot, if they're within 3 inches of an enemy unit, they can only shoot at an enemy unit that they are within 3 inches of.
So I can take her, who has a bow,
Yep.
and
Shoot
go plinkety-plink.
into those, yes. And then in a moment, in the fight phase, she can wrap it round their heads.
Yep. And I can take him, who has the vines, and go there, and hit them.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
And I can take her,
yes,
who has buzzy things in her
buzzy things,
nether regions, and hit either him or her or them.
Correct.
And no, they haven't got anything.
It's not a. I mean, what I infer is it's not a shooting game, so the shooting is given as much of a booyah as possible.
Okay.
Right. Let's look up some shooting stuff. Okay, so we've just been looking at how Drycha works, and there's a reason Moog's giggling. So, she has a number of abilities. The first thing we picked up on is the fact that we have to roll each battle round to see if she's enraged or embittered.
So we did that.
Gives her different buffs. She's currently enraged.
Yep.
She has 2 ranged abilities that are they're not regular ranged attacks. The first one we're going to use is a colony of flitterflies.
Yes.
Now, they will attack every unit within range. Now, the range is part of her degrading profile.
Yep.
Currently, she's on maximum wounds, so the range is 18 inches.
Yep.
And it attacks every enemy unit within range.
Which is
OMG, WTF.
most of the army.
Which includes the Nurglings and the Plague Bearers. So it's to roll 10 dice, and each 6 does a mortal wound.
Yes, and I'm re-rolling ones because
she's enraged. Yep. She's re-rolling ones
with the flitterflies.
So,
let's start with the Nurglings first.
Okay, Nurglings.
10 dice. Go on, you 6s. Re-rolling those ones. That's a few 6s.
That's 5.
This is 5. Oh yes, you guys disgustingly
resilient. 5s and 6s. Okay, take 2 wounds.
2 wounds.
That was. Do you know what? I'd rather have passed on someone else's in a minute.
Yeah.
Okay, who now? Blight Kings?
Yeah, let's just Aeronautica.
Okay, Blight Kings.
One U6s. Reroll those ones.
There's another one in there, pal.
Here's a 1. Yep. Okay, so that's
2
2.
6s, 5s and 6s. So 1 wound taken.
Oh, now, Mr. General, you're looking awfully exposed there.
He's not within 18 inches. Oh, my general. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he is. I think he's screwed.
Well, how many wounds has he got?
5 left. 7 in total.
I could do this. That's 2.
There's 3.
3, and a reroll of 2 1s. Oh, that's not good.
Okay.
I am so sorry.
Nah. It's the story. She is kicking lead. 5s and 6s. No.
Oh.
Okay. So he dies. He explodes in an eruption of filth.
Wow.
But there's no one close enough to him.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
So that was a thing that happened.
Yep.
Right, okay. Plague bearers.
That's the plague bearers.
Holy.
No.
Ones. So, no, not the plague bearers are going to live forever. Yeah. Bouncing the tree man, bouncing the thing. Right. Right. Next is the screamlings, which are kind of wormy things, I think.
Yes, and that was roll. It was a 10-inch range.
Yeah.
And it was roll a dice for each model in the target unit that is within range. So there's 5 of the Blight Kings.
Yeah.
And you check off against a table.
Yeah.
And for each that you, for every pass, you do a mortal wound. With your current wound level, it's 3 up to generate mortal wounds. So 3 mortal wounds, which I will shrug on 5s and 6s. No. Does 4 wounds to that guy, so he dies.
How many wounds they got each? Those
4.
things?
4.
Wow. I want them in my death guard. Right. So that was a thing that happened.
Yep.
Okay. I've got her with her bow.
Yep. Well, 2 shots, I think you said earlier.
I did say 2 shots. I'm just confirming that it's 2 shots. It is indeed 2 shots. Hitting on 4s. Where do you want it?
Anywhere?
No.
Yep.
2 hits. Wounding on 3s.
1
wound.
Rend.
Oh, -1.
So, damage.
1.
Just my disgusting resilience, which I pass.
No. And what else was there? There was something else that had something that I could. Oh yes, the tree.
The tree. It's got spiky, stabby, clawy things.
Yes, yes, spiky, stabby, clawy.
Veiny.
Strangle roots.
Yes.
Okay. Remember the combat phase. That he's got an ability.
Okay.
Ground shaking stomp. Remind me.
Okay, I'll try.
Yes. Okay.
Did we forget that before?
Yes, we did.
Oh, and we also forgot, he's a monster, isn't he?
Hmm?
He should have had a monstrous rampage last combat phase as well. Drat.
Well, he's not feeling very
Is she a
rampaging.
monster?
She
Well,
ought to be.
yeah.
She ought to be. Yes, she's a monster.
Okay, right. When we get to the end of the charge phase, we must remember the monstrous rampage.
Right.
I totally missed that. My apologies.
Well, you and me both, so yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Right, okay. He's got strangling roots, which is the thingies.
Yes, the thingies that are thingying out to do the thingy against the thingies.
Strangling roots is 5 attacks, hitting on 2s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is 5 dice. Hitting on. Just make sure that is 2s. Yes, 2s.
2s.
Boop. Whoop, yeah, all of the hits.
All hit.
Wounding
on.
3s.
4. Rend.
-1.
They go straight through. Damage.
1.
1. Disgusting resilient. 2 get through. Kills a plague bearer.
Okay.
Plague bearers having 2 wounds. I like plague bearers having 2 wounds. It's cool.
Oh, yes. Right.
Charge phase.
Yeah. Well, I guess that narrows down what Dricker can charge.
Yep.
And it completely narrows down what the Spite Revenants can charge.
It does. I mean, it's a nice problem to have.
Oh, yes. Absolutely, yeah. Right, I need a bit of a think.
Okay. Okay, so start the charge phase. The Tree Revenants are charging.
They are indeed. No, they're not.
4.
No.
Are you going to order them forward to victory? Because they have a unit champion.
They do have a unit champion, and that seems like a sensible thing to do because I want to do something. So, here we go again. Come on, you 10s. No.
6.
6. Okay, you just stand there and...
Yeah, they just chill. They can watch.
Just right back in. Drecker, what are you going to do? You going to do anything? Yep. 6 inches will get them into there.
Correct.
Get her into there.
Yeah, absolutely.
All day long. So we'll move her up there. Clunk.
Huh.
Now, it differs from 40k, doesn't it? I don't now get to pile in, do I?
But hang on. So we're still in the charge phase.
Yeah.
We're still in the charge phase. Anyone else charging? I know you were toying with the idea of charging with what's the name?
Yes, I was thinking of reverse charge because they're apparently nasty.
Reverse charge.
Charging in an unorthodox direction.
Fleeing. Oh, you've missed the fleeing phase.
Do you know what? Death or Glory. Go to them.
Do you have to say who you're charging?
Well,
Stop it. Different game.
it is a different game, but, it's for the audience. I'm declaring, I don't know.
She's charging.
Yes, all right, I'm playing 40k, shush.
7 inches.
7
She can
inches.
engage a unit within 7 inches.
Whoop.
Okay, into the Plague Bearers.
Yep.
Gotcha.
And she is actually, for a stick wielder, she is no slouch in combat.
Okay, now, at the end of the charge phase, you can pick a monster to do a monstrous rampage, of which there is a list.
Right, tell me about these monstrous rampages, Paul.
Oh, it's not on the quick reference card.
Oh no!
It's in the book, hang on. Okay, sir, your choices are smash to rubble, pick a terrain feature or defensible building within 3 inches. No. Hang on. Pick a terrain feature or defensible. On a 3+, the terrain feature is demolished. You could actually knock down that building.
Do you know what? That would be really thematic. It would wreck the battlefield, but it would be really thematic. But I won't do that.
Technically, it's not a defensible piece of terrain because it's too short.
This is too short.
Yeah.
How much taller does that need to be?
No. You'll like this. Whether or not it's a defensible piece of terrain depends on its width, not its height. I mean, obviously, I would say that's a defensible piece of terrain, which you can knock down if you really want to.
I mean, if it's not defensible, why is it? Why do they even build it? You know.
Well, it's larger terrain.
I mean, it has got some whacking great holes in it, so obviously it wasn't that defensible.
Large terrain pieces can be garrisoned, which you go into them and then you can defend them and etc. etc.
All right, so that's not big. That's not big enough to be defensible.
Well, no, I'm perfectly happy to say that's a defensible piece of terrain if you want to smash it to bits.
But there's nothing to be gained other than spite.
Hey, I'm happy to redo the table, man. I'm happy to redo the table.
No, give me other options.
I'm happy to redo the table if you want me to. Titanic Duel. Pick an enemy monster within 3 inches.
Can I do that? There's no.
I have no monsters.
So it's
He's on the shelf. I should have brought the Great and Clean one against this army because it's a Dredger Tree Man. Ah!
Well, you might be able to summon one in a minute.
No, I need 30 to summon a Great Unclean one. And so basically, I might get one at the end of the turn, but I have to have a character left to summon it from.
Right. Okay. So you're saying gank him. That's what you're saying.
Poop. Okay. Stomp. Pick an enemy unit within 3 inches of this model that's not a monster.
Yeah.
Roll a dice. On a 2+, it suffers D3 mortal wounds.
Okay. Are we out of options now?
No, there's one more. And roar. Pick an enemy unit within 3 inches of this model and roll a dice. On a 3+, it cannot issue or receive commands in the following combat phase.
Oh, now that's useful because the tree man has his own stompy thing, which happens in the combat phase.
Don't forget she's a monster. That's why I asked you if she was a monster.
Oh, yeah.
So either one of them can monstrously rampage. So it's either dismantle my carefully crafted table, or tread on something, or sort of bellow in its face.
We've still got the champion in that unit.
Oh, yeah.
Still got a champion in that unit.
That's right.
So stopping orders would be kind of useful. I think he can just demolish them without using the rampage.
Okay.
So Drek is going to rampage and probably roar in their faces.
Okay, on a 3+, they can either see that. Incidentally, that's exactly what I would have done. They can either 3+. You do a 3+.
Ah, hang on. That's an ability. Never mind. No. It's a monstrous rampage. It's not a thing because she's within 3 inches.
She's got a different thing. Yeah. Okay. They can neither receive nor issue orders, which I totally would have gone all-out defense on them to increase their armor save. So that's the right thing to have done. Right.
I knew that.
Now it's... Yes, you did. You totally did. Now, combat phase. Where are we starting? What unit are you picking?
They have angered me.
Okay.
The green things there, I want them gone.
Okay.
I've lost track of what phase we're in. I know
We're now in the combat phase.
Okay, right. Combat phase. Combat phase means stompy thing.
Stomp. Okay. Combat phase means stompy thing.
Yep.
I think this is going to take a while. Okay, so he has a ground shaking stomp.
He doesn't
The ground is shaking after he has stomped. He's basically now -1 to hit as we're trying to
I need a 4 up.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's now -1 to hit as the ground shakes around him.
Yep.
Okay.
Right. Are we going in with...
We're going in.
We're going in with the sweeping blows of...
Now bear in mind,
What am I bearing in mind?
you've got command points left that will disappear at the end of this turn. You have 2 of them. If you want to go either all-out defense or possibly later all-out attack, you may do this because you have a hero to issue the order to him.
All-out attack makes all kinds of sense.
+1 to hit.
It is, yes. Right, so sweeping blows.
With all-out attack?
Yeah.
Okay, spend your command point.
That doesn't hit. That doesn't hit.
2 hits. Does it hit on a 3?
No, it hits on a 3. Oh, yes, of course, the 2 hits.
So 2, yeah. The command point you just spent.
Yeah.
Now, it wounds on a...
I'm glad you're here.
I am as well, otherwise you'd be trespassing in a really weird way.
It wounds on a 3+.
Oh, man, really?
Yeah.
Well, you get straight through my save. So it's D6 damage.
Yes,
It wasn't earlier.
Yeah.
Come on, big 6.
4. That'll
4.
hit.
Okay. Disgustingly resilient.
Go away with this disgusting resilient. No!
2, you kill 1.
Right, impaling stabby thing.
Oh no, it's a Piper. Don't kill the Piper.
Kill the Piper.
No, Piper lives.
Banner. Yeah, get the banner.
No. That one can die. I haven't taken the champion off by mistake, have I? No, I don't think so.
Oh, the champion's not the one with the handbag there. That is a handbag.
It's a bandolier of heads.
There's a handbag.
It's a bandolier of heads.
Right. Okay. I'll believe you.
Bearded heads.
Mm-hmm.
With spectacles and mullets, wearing checked lumberjack
One attack,
shirts.
3 instead of 3 up to hit. That's a hit.
No, it would have hit on a 2 because you went all attack.
Well, it doesn't matter. It's a hit anyway.
But you were learning!
Yes, all right, yes. I knew that it was a 2. I said 3.
Good. I'm glad.
Right, okay. It's wounding on a 2. Look at that.
Right.
Now, impaling blows do something weird.
Okay.
Right. If I inflict a wound on an enemy model, roll a dice and subtract 1 from the roll.
Okay.
5.
5.
If the result equals or exceeds the number of wounds the enemy model has remaining, it is slain.
Okay. How much damage does it do anyway? From the impaling thing?
1.
1. Oh, okay. So you kill another guy.
Yep. I'm okay with that.
There's 1 regular guy in there. I'll fish him out in a sec. Okay, now it's my turn to pick a unit, and I'm picking the Blight Kings. Now, one's died, so I'm down 5 attacks, which is unfortunate. And I cannot be issued an order, which is also unfortunate. Otherwise, I would have got all-out attack at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But as it stands, they have 5 attacks each with their putrid weapons.
That's just... I mean, it's so scary, the tree's fallen over.
I know. I wish the Omnom tree had fallen over, or possibly the Tree Lord. Okay, hitting on 3s.
Okay, that's a lot of hits.
Okay, it's only 2 6s though, so she instantly gains 2 disease points.
Yeah, disease points.
And they wound on 3s. So that's 9 saves at rend of 1.
Oh, what's her thingy?
I think it was 3, yeah.
I'd be very surprised if it wasn't. Well, 3, so she's saving on 4s, and that was 9, was it?
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Can't kill her, she's got 10 wounds.
Yeah, but you're going to really annoy me because it's going to drop her number of wounds and she's going to do less damage and all kinds of...
Yep. Well, you say that. 3 wounds.
3 wounds.
I mean, that's some good saving.
It's enough to bracket her, though, still.
So she's taken 3 wounds.
Yeah. Oh, you got
That's,
something.
you know, I was kind of hoping for a little more.
Well, yeah.
Okay. Right, your turn to pick a unit again.
Guess where I'm going.
Okay.
Go on, guess.
Well, I'm guessing you're going to use one of the units that hasn't fought the Plague Bearers yet because they haven't activated.
You mean I can't fight with her?
Of course you can. But if you pick her next, then I'll pick the Plague Bearers. However, if you pick one of the other 2 units that's in combat with the Plague Bearers, you might kill more of them off before I get to fight with them.
Now, they were in contact with the Plague Bearers, so I can move them up, yeah?
Are they within 3 inches?
No longer.
If they're within 3, I think they are. I think that one with the glaive's within 3 inches of the one with the standard.
Oh, just about.
Okay, then they activate if you wish to activate them. You activate her first.
Yeah, let's see what she's like in combat.
Okay.
Right, she has 3 melee attacks. 5 melee attacks, in fact.
And she hits on?
She is hitting on... 1 with a 3. Nope.
Misses.
And 4 are hitting on 4s. 2 hits.
Okay. Wounding on?
4s.
Okay.
2 wounds.
Minus?
Do you know what? I should have split those down a bit more. Because
Why?
one's -1 and another's 0. So we'll say they're both 0.
We'll say one of them's -1, so that gets through, and one of them's not, so I save on a 6, which I don't. 2 mortal wounds, saving on 5 pluses, which I don't. Kills another guy.
Now, are you going to take your champion, or are you going to take your musician, or are you going to take your banner?
What I'll do is I'll do the thematic thing and take the one that she is next
Actually
to.
able to hit.
Yeah.
Good man.
Now it's my turn to activate a unit.
Mm-hmm.
I can't move because I'm in base to base with the tree, so I must hit the tree.
Yes, you're base to base with both trees, but you can't engage the unarmed tree.
They can't engage the unarmed tree. 1 hit. 1 wound.
Okay. And here's a save of something. 3s, I think.
And
3 up save.
no rend.
No rend. 3 up save. That's a 6.
Okay.
So he saves.
Okay, now you pick a unit. Now her guardians are no longer within 3 inches.
Correct.
So they cannot activate.
Correct. Which is another good reason to remove that thing.
It also means they won't miss a disease point in a moment.
That's also a good thing. But, you know.
Other people will.
You just fought with them, haven't you?
Yes.
Sorry.
I think you only have her left at this point. Who else do you think you have? You fought with the tree. You fought with...
That's what I thought I had left. No, you're right.
Yeah. The tree did badly. Last time you rolled very low wounds. This time you couldn't actually get to that point.
Yeah, I'm going to set fire to that tree, I think. Ooh. Right, okay. How many wounds has she taken? She's taken 3 wounds.
Yeah.
So,
she's a pro.
She has 5 slashing talon attacks.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yaha.
And she has 2d6 attacks from thorned slender vines.
Okay.
Right. Let's roll 2d6.
Okay.
We'll go with the slender vines first.
9.
9. Right. 4. That's 9. Where do you want? There we are. Okay.
They hit on?
They hit on 4s. That is not a good roll.
Somewhat balances out the roll you had earlier.
Yeah.
And they
Are
were
there any 1s in there?
There will have been.
Never mind.
I'll check the footage. Footage checked. There was 1-1. We also checked that the tree should have taken a disease point earlier from the plague bearers, which we've now done.
Yep.
So that's 4 hits.
4 hits. Wounding on 4s.
Okay. 3.
3.
Minus.
No rend.
Saving on 4s.
Yeah.
2 get through. Disgusting resilient. No, so 2 damage taken.
Not that disgusting or that resilient. Right. Slashing thorns. Slashing thorns are hitting on a 4.
Okay.
No. Yeah, hitting on 4.
Is that because of the damage level she's on?
Yeah, I was just checking that. It doesn't actually alter.
Okay.
It's the number of attacks it goes
She
down.
rerolls 1s because she's angry.
Yep.
So that's 3 hits.
3 hits.
Wounding on.
4 3s. It's 2. And that's rend.
She's -1, isn't she?
-1
so
range, yeah.
5s. They both get through, so
That's 2 damage each.
that's 4 disgustingly resilient saves. 2 of them passed, 2 of them failed. Kills 1 guy. I can't take him off. It has to be one of the ones at the end. I'll take the guy with the bell off. Now, he dies, but my trait for my legion is I roll a dice for... Let me get the right wording. I'll also stop using the word legion. The Blessed Sons... Yes, it's roll a dice for each wound they had, and on a 6 you take a disease point. 1 more disease point, so she goes up to 3 disease points.
Yep.
And he dies. That's the end of the combat phase. Everyone who's within 3 inches of one of my units takes a disease point.
So, you did disease point over here for herself.
They go up to 3.
No, they don't. Well, they're within 3 inches.
Oh, sorry, no, they're not within 3 inches. They go up to, he goes up to 4, and she goes up to 4. Right, now at the start of the battle shock phase, we roll for them.
Yep.
So for Dratcha, 2 wounds. 2 mortal wounds.
Okay.
And the total goes down to 1.
Let me just see if she does have a ward save, because it seems very strange she would have done.
Not everything has ward saves.
No.
They're relatively infrequent from what I've observed.
No, it doesn't say anything about ward save.
No. Okay, the tree takes 3 wounds and then goes down to... this is looking very familiar. Then goes down to 1 disease point. Uriel's Guardians take no disease point. Again, there's only 3 wounds in the unit, and they go down to 1 disease point. And then Uriel herself takes a wound and stays on 1 disease point. Now, in the battle shock phase, I'm going to spend the command point I couldn't spend on the fight earlier to make the plague bearers stay put.
Yep.
You don't have any other units that have lost any models.
I don't.
So no battle shock for you. Mm-hmm. So that's the end of battle round 2. Because I went first in battle round 2. So we're now in battle round 3. We have to roll off the priority again as we go into battle round 3.
Wow.
Good luck, sir.
Yep.
4. I'd like to go first, please.
Would you?
Yes, please.
Well, there's nothing I can do about that.
There's not. There's really not. Now, my cycle of life thing changes. Goes up to 4.
Oh, cycle of life, sorry.
Plague of mystery. Heroes that do not have the Nurgle keyword cannot carry out heroic actions or issue rallying or inspiring presence commands.
Oh, okay.
You may not take a heroic action this turn, sir.
Oh, but I want to.
And you cannot do rally or inspiring presence.
Mm-hmm. I'll put the tree back up. Right.
Yeah. It's got a very high centre of gravity.
Yes.
And it seems to love your shirt. Every time you vaguely touch it, it like attaches it to it. Like it's got shirt magnetism.
Yeah.
So
wow.
Command points. I gain 1 for... I gain 1, you gain 2 because I've got first turn.
Yeah.
I do not gain 1 for having my general on the board because my general is dead. But what that does mean...
Did he have an unfortunate accident?
Yeah, he fell over and hit his head on his own hammer. What it does mean is if I use heroic leadership, it'll work on a 2+.
He was taken out by flies, wasn't he?
Yeah.
That's really ironic.
Which passes, so I do get another point, but that can only be used by that guy. Spells. Must consider spells. Okay, so Moog can't use a heroic action because of the stage of contagion we're at. Mm-hmm. So there's just me to do that. This guy has generated an extra command point, which obviously only he can use. The Nurglings are an endless swarm of Nurglings, so they heal all the wounds applied to them at the start of the turn, which is nice.
Nice.
Healing winds.
Use that word.
Nice. Healing winds. I pick a unit that's lost some wounds. There aren't any because it's individual models. I've now got to decide whether I go for Fleshy Abundance to try and beef up the Plague Bearers, or whether I go for Eruptive Infestation to try and do D3 mortal wounds on a unit that's near a Plague Bearer host. How many wounds do the tree men have?
Oh, a few. 1 moment. 12 wounds.
12 wounds. We've got 8 left.
Yeah.
It's got 8 left, 8 left, 8 left, 8 left.
For now.
For now.
For now.
8 left. I will do Eruptive Infestation, I think.
Okay.
Casts on... 6. Cast on a 6. That's a 12. I think miscasts are a thing.
Are they? Perils of the Warp?
Miscasts.
Whatever.
Now, thankfully, that is on a... thankfully, that is on a double 1, the miscast. But it would do D3 mortal wounds and meant the model couldn't cast any more spells.
If you want a training session, you go ahead and roll your D.
No, but it does mean I can put D3 mortal wounds on a unit that's net. Do you know what? I'm going to put it on Uriel because
you're spiteful like that.
Because she's controlling the Omnom tree.
Oh yeah.
Because she's controlling the Omnom tree.
Oh yeah.
And I do 3 mortal wounds.
You would, wouldn't you?
So she has taken 4, leaving her on 1 wound remaining. I'm going to throw some heads at her in a minute. Right, so you can move the Omnom tree.
Let's move the Omnom tree.
8 inches, wasn't it?
Who's got the head throwing potential?
Them.
Them. Yeah, 8 inches. Right. Let's just roll over them.
Okay. So where's he going to?
Oh, no, actually. Let's not roll over them. Let's move 8 inches. That way.
Yeah, that's fine. D3 mortal wounds then.
That's not going to stop them moving, is it?
No.
I have erred.
You can change your mind. Put it back.
That's fine.
Seriously?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
Because they can fly, I'm thinking.
Yeah. And it's not a model. I don't think it impedes movement. I don't know. It seems like it should.
It should.
But they can fly. They've
fly,
got 4 wings
go
each.
over. 1.
Which I shrug on a 5. No, I don't. So one of them takes a wound.
I feel vindicated.
One of them takes a wound. I'll put that there because I haven't got the dexterity to place it right next to them at the minute. Not on that one.
Why not? That makes narrative sense.
Oh, yes,
to me.
okay. It's right by the thing. Yes, fair enough.
4, was it?
That's 1 wound. You cheeky first. It
wanted to be a 4.
Right. Yeah, that's going to be uncontrolled in a minute. Going to throw some heads at her and then charge that. Yeah, there's going to be spite. Lots of spite.
What are you going to do with that uncontrolled thing?
Well, I can just move it away from me.
Okay.
Right, movement. But before I move, I'm going to attempt to rally the Plague Bearers using the command point that he generated himself. So 6s bring back Plague Bearers. 3! I'll buy that for $1. Okay, so the Nurglings have cackled a little bit closer to these guys, who don't seem to want to do much. They seem to just turned up and are just watching the show. Mm-hmm. The Plague Drones, it's been quite difficult to place them actually, because not being able to go within, they only have an 8-inch move, which okay is a good move, but because I want to do positioning because they fly, it's actually not that great when I'm quite close to units, because they effectively create a sort of 6-inch no move zone around the radius zone around them, because the 3 inches I can't be with him. So they backed up a little bit. They're still hopefully in range of the objective. So when certain things die, which I hope they do in a minute, I might have the objective. They're going to hurl some heads at something.
Mm-hmm. That thing with 1 wound left?
Probably not. I'm probably going to throw it at the Guardians and And the idea is then that the Poxbringer charges that and kicks it in.
No, that's fair.
Then the Nurglings, I said, are going to have a go over here. They're staying put.
Yeah.
They're
doing good work, actually.
Yeah, at the minute. Right, that's the end of the movement phase, which means every enemy unit within 3 inches gains a disease point.
Yeah. Okay, let's get 10 dice over.
And do you know what? I didn't even look to see if I rolled any 6s to hit with those guys before. That would have piled on. Or did I? Maybe I did. No, there's no one within 3 inches of Uriel's Guardians. Don't turn... Sorry, her there is, but you've turned over the Guardians one.
Yeah.
And there's no one within 3 inches, because that's my exclusion zone. I can't go with him.
Right.
Okay. Because with the healing winds, that tree's going to be very, very difficult to kill. I don't think I'm going to kill the tree. I think I've got to take everything else out first to have any chance. And then hopefully I can drive the Omnom tree away if it goes wild. Or I could have tried dispelling it in your turn.
You could have.
I could have. I didn't think of that. Why didn't you remind me, you git?
I forgot as well.
Sorry, it's funny for me.
Make you roll.
Yeah, okay. But no, I can't.
You cast something else.
I tried to do something else. Okay, so the Plague Drone. We're now in the shooting phase. The only guns I've got are the Plague Drones. They each have death heads to throw.
Yeah.
And they're going to throw them at Uriel's Guardians.
I'll throw them at the Omnom tree, go on.
I can't.
That's why I'm asking
it's
you to throw them at the Omnom
It's not targetable. Each one has... the number of attacks is equal to one of the number of models in the unit.
Yep.
So it's 3. Hitting on 3s, wounding on 3s. I'm hoping to do some damage there. That's not great. 1 disease point, please.
On...
Euros Guardians.
Right, okay. Yep. Throwing heads, yep.
Yeah, then wounding on 3s. That's 3 saves on her. They are due some fails.
Yeah, they are. 5 up saves. Is there any rend on them?
Nope.
2 wounds. They only have 1 wound each.
Yeah, kills 2 of them.
That's distressing.
I know there's 1 left. I'm very distressed. Okay, that's it for the shooting phase. It must be. So I must now be in the charge phase. Right, the Poxbringer is going to charge.
Oh, I so took away the wrong miniature.
7 inches. I think that's probably going to be in.
Probably.
Let's check that.
Yeah, easy load.
Okay, that one's in. The Nurglings. 6. They're in. And the Plague Drones. They are in for days. I could even go into the tree with a roll of 12.
Go into the tree.
Let me get my tape measure.
Go into the tree. Go into the tree.
So it was difficult to get the Plague Drones all round Uriel's Guardians and stay more than 3 inches away from the tree. So I've gone into the tree to see really what other choice I had. So it's a whirling melee going on there now.
Mm-hmm.
There's a wound dice that should have gone with him. Nurglings are in. So it's my turn. So end of the charge phase. Monstrous rampage. One of your monsters can rampage.
Oh, well. So tempting. I remember what my options are again, because I'm tempted to rampage with her.
So you can knock the building down.
That doesn't achieve anything.
You can do D3 mortal wounds to a nearby unit on a 2-up by treading on them. Stomp. Or you can roar to prevent orders being spent, issued, etc.
Right, I was going to stamp on this dude.
Okay, you're going to stamp. Okay.
D3
2 plus,
wounds.
yep.
Yep.
For 3. That's right, after 2 plus, and then it's D3 mortal wounds.
Oh, right.
For 1.
Yay!
Which I ignore. Nurgle, so frustrating playing against Nurgle.
Yeah.
Yeah. The man's got a Death Guard army, haven't you? Yeah. Yeah,
They haven't got disgusting resilient like this.
They used to.
Yeah, I know, but...
Right, okay. So my main objective for this turn is to kill her. So, my command point on all-out attack, I'm starting here. 15 attacks.
They have a lot of attacks.
They do. Well, they're 50 points each, man.
Okay, that's fair.
So, I'm hitting on 3... Oh, let me find the right page in the book. Extreme close-up! Hitting on 2s with all-out attack. Now, 6s, I'll add thingy points. Right, so there's 4 disease points. So she goes up to 6 disease points. Should it become relevant. And these are wounding on 3s. So that is 8 saves, bud. Rend 1.
6, 7, 8. Double check his save.
Well, earlier it was 3 plus.
Well, it probably still is 3 plus then.
Yeah, I doubt they've rewritten the book since.
But you never know. That's 2 saves. 3 saves.
5 wounds.
5 wounds? I don't want to take 5 wounds.
Well, you've only got 5 wounds left. You've got 10 wounds in total, yeah?
Yeah, so she's dead.
She's dead.
That's upsetting.
as you said before, it's a matter of perspective.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
But on the plus side, the disease tokens have gone away.
Oh yeah. Hey, you can't hurt her anymore.
Mission accomplished, lads. Oh no, it's the long walk of death. Right then. Now, of course, you get to pick a unit. So which tree is going first? What's happening next?
Which tree? Well, that doesn't actually narrow it down that much.
You don't have to use the tree.
But I'm going to use the tree.
Okay.
And I'm going to turn around and I'm going to lamp these things because they are horrible and I don't like them.
They're horrible and you don't like them.
And they're more likely to kill me than those things.
Also true.
Yeah. Right, okay, so 5 attacks with the strangle root. No, that's a missile weapon. Actually, I can, can't I? No, I can't.
No, it's in your turn you can do that.
Okay, so that's... How many wounds does he take? Taking 4? Okay, sweeping blows. 4 attacks.
Okay.
3 attacks, I'm lying. 3 attacks.
3 attacks.
Hitting on 3s.
I'm wrecking the place.
I was doing that earlier, but it's your place to wreck.
That makes it no better. Well, I guess it makes it slightly better. Putrid explosion. Ah, right, that's a different thing. Yeah.
Foredrawn conclusion, much.
So 3 attacks. But you can do 18 wounds there.
Potentially, yes.
And the dice do owe you.
Yeah, they do. Right, so 3 ups to hit. Yep.
Yep.
6s don't do anything weird, do they? No. They wound on a 3 up.
Okay. So 2.
Yeah.
What's the rend?
Rend is -1.
-1, okay. Save of 5, so 2 saves are 6 up.
No.
That's not a 6 up.
No.
Okay, 2d6 damage.
2d6 damage.
7. Nurgle's number.
You put those dice away. You're not allowed to use that disgusting resilience ever again.
Disgusting resilience.
No.
2, so that's 5 wounds.
Yep.
So one of them dies, and then could you just move the 1 onto the next guy along, please? And then pass me that guy. That one died. You got another attack, haven't you? You got your sticky finger.
Yep.
Sticky finger.
Right. Right. Hitting on 3s.
Book.
Yes.
Oh, so who's this against? Same unit?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's a weird attack, that's all. That's why I was asking.
It is a weird attack. Wounding on 2s.
Yep.
There's a wound.
-2. Goes straight through. Does 1 damage.
Wound. However, you have taken a wound.
I have. Have I? No, I haven't.
But it was a thing that happened. It was a thing. No. Were you filming that? Were you filming that?
I stopped before you ran out the door, and I think I need to check the garden in the daylight.
Right. Okay. It's fine. It's fine. I'm fine.
Okay. My turn. And the Poxbringer is going to... Oh!
Rocks fall, you will die?
No, well, the Poxbringer's got this rule.
Yes.
So... in the combat phase, when you pick a unit to fight for the first time, you can pick 1 friendly Plague Bearer host wholly within 12 inches that's not yet fought that phase. This unit and that Plague Bearer unit can fight one after the other in the order of your choice. So if I pick the Poxbringer, then I can fight the Poxbringer and the Plague Bearers before you get a go.
Of course you can.
So I am going to fight the Plague Bearers in an order of my choice. So the Plague Bearers, 2 of them are within an inch of Uriel.
Correct.
One of them is the champion holding the handbag of heads, as
Yes.
you put it. So there's 3 attacks there. And then there's 3 attacks against the tree. So 3 attacks against the tree.
Yep.
At
least one.
I've got the wrong page on. 1 hit, wounding on a 3.
Yep.
Yes. No rend.
No rend. 3 up save.
Yes. Not right. Yes. So everything's fine. The 3 attacks on Uriel. 2 hits, a disease point, please.
Yeah. All right.
I can wait. It's fine. It's fine. No rush.
You just want to see the dice number go up, don't you? Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I do.
Oh,
okay. Wounding on 3s. 1. Saving on. What's her save?
Probably 7. 5.
5. Okay. Saving on 5. No rend.
No rend. Right. 5's up save. No.
No. So she takes a wound and dies. I can now activate the Poxbringer.
But those these things go away. The disease points.
Oh no! I can now activate the Poxbringer,
Small victories.
who piles in 3 inches into the Omnom tree.
Yeah. Charge the Omnom tree.
Yeah.
That's not the Omnom tree.
Into the...
Come on, charge the Omnom tree.
It's the angry Stampy tree. It's been a long day, alright? It was 5 hours before we started playing. We both chat too much, way too much. Okay, 4 attacks with the Bale Sword, which is actually Nurgle's nail. So they hit on 3, so the 1 is a miss. The 6 does a disease point to the tree.
Mm-hmm. It has a disease point on the tree.
They wound on 3s.
Yeah.
Oh. No. No. -1 rend.
-1 rend. 4 up save. No!
D3 damage. For 3. That was where it could have been nasty. With 4 attacks with D3 damage, that could have been potentially quite kicky.
Yeah. So he's taken 7 wounds now.
How many does he have?
He has
12, was it? 12, okay.
He's a large and angry tree.
Okay. Right, your turn to activate a unit.
Have I got any units left?
You've got Uriel's Guardians, and you've got these guys who have been eating the carver nuts watching the fight over here.
Yeah, it's about time I did something with them, really, isn't it?
I was tempted to do the Nurglings first, but I thought, that's funnier, but that's more important to the victory of the game. The outcome of the game.
So these guys haven't done anything. Iconic unit for the army, and they've done nothing.
You didn't move them.
Well, I know. I was.
That's why they did nothing. You didn't move them.
I was going to charge a thing, but it died.
So you're complaining that the army, my guys died?
Yes.
You killed them?
Yes, I wanted to do something with them, and now I can't because it's dead.
You shouldn't have attacked my army.
Yeah. Right,
You know what you could have done? You could have put them in deep strike.
Right. Okay, tree revenants have.
Stop them piling in, bud.
Yeah, stick them in, whatever.
What range have they got?
Range 1.
Okay. If he goes there, he makes it in there. Yep, they're all in.
Okay, so there's
5 guys.
5 guys. One with a protector's glaive.
Okay. Are we doing things separate, are we?
Yeah, we're going to have to.
I need to find the Nurglings page.
You do that, I'll find the dice.
I got it.
Okay, so we're going to have to. Well, they haven't actually got identical stats. So no, there's 2 damage on the glaive.
Yeah, you want to do it separate.
Yeah. Okay. So there's 8 attacks from the normal dudes with their blades.
So 2 each. Good out. Does the champion have an extra one?
He does, but I'm doing him last because he's got the glaive.
Oh, he's got the glaive, has he?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Hit on 4, did you say?
Yes, hitting on 4.
3. It's not bad. It's not great.
Oh, but I reroll once to hit. And there were 2 of them.
There were 2 of those. Much better.
Was that a hit? That was a hit, wasn't it?
Yes, let's say it was. I didn't see.
Okay, let's call that a 4. It's not going to make much of a difference because they're just going to soak it.
They're not. Oh, well, we'll see.
Wounding on 3s. Do they reroll wounds? I don't think they do. Yes, they do. Spiteful. Vengeful thingy.
Spiteful, vengeful thingy. They reroll all wounds or just ones?
Just once.
Okay, so that's 5.
Yeah. Let me just double check that.
Rend?
Because I don't want to cheat. Rend is -1.
Okay, so just discussing the resilience. I wait with baited dice.
Weighted dice?
Baited
That
dice.
explains much.
I didn't think these guys were spiteful. I thought it was those guys that were spiteful.
Yeah, malicious tormentors. They get. No, they don't get rerolled. That's
those guys.
Yeah.
So is it 4?
Yeah.
Okay. 5s and 6s. 1. 3 wounds taken.
Ha! How about you?
Have at me, sir.
How about you? Right. 3 attacks from the.
With the glaive.
Oh, 4 attacks rather than 2. Haha. 4 attacks with the glaive.
Really? Nice.
Yeah, hitting on 4, rerolling once. Rerolling once.
That's pretty textbook.
Yep.
You just nudge that ever so slightly.
You spotted that,
Might
didn't you?
make all the difference. He's hurling dice at the objective.
Wounding on 3s.
I moved it nearer to you.
Wounding on 3s.
Okay, so 2.
Sad panda.
Minus.
-1.
Okay, get straight through. 2 damage each, yeah?
2 damage each.
Okay, 5s and 6s. Okay, they all fail. So that kills that base and puts 3 damage onto that base.
Yep. And they're just going to get better, aren't they?
That one will get better if you don't kill it. It'll get better at the start of my turn.
Yeah.
But you've got time to kill it between now and then. Okay, so the plague drones are going to activate and pile in. So he's now within an inch of the tree, and that one's one within an inch of the guardian.
Yep.
So one is going against the tree, one is going against the guardian. There's the attacks for the mount and the attacks for the fly. So against the tree, the plague sword from the plague bearer, 2 hits. That's a disease point.
Yeah. Disease point.
And wounds on a 3. Which wounds?
Yeah.
No
rend. Saving
no
on
rend.
3s. That's a save.
Okay. Now the claws, mouth parts, and stings. 6 attacks for the drone. Hitting on 3s. No disease points there. Wounding on 3s. 2 saves. Not going to get it.
3s.
Okay, no damage there.
There's no rend on that, was there?
Nope.
Okay. That would have been 4s anyway.
And then against Uriel's Guardian, singular. Plague Sword, 2 hits, 1 disease point.
Yeah, all right.
Two saves of 5+. Before the mouth parts get going.
Happy now?
Ecstatic.
See, these disease point now. Go away.
Oh.
See, you're losing.
I've ordered, I have to say, I don't normally order the GW dice because they're not normally great on camera, but for the disease, I've ordered the Nurgle dice.
Nice.
Right. Nurglings.
That's an expensive indulgence.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. But I don't know, I could use these little green dice. 2 bases. 5
Well,
attacks.
using these little green dice, that's proven.
10 attacks hitting on 5s.
Calling it as I see it.
Right. 2 disease points.
On tree?
No, over here, bud.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
That's 3 hits in total. Wounding on 5s. 1 save.
I think they're probably on 5s. Is there any...
I imagine so. No rend.
No rend.
Not for Nurgling.
So that's 1 save of 5, is it?
Yep.
No!
Failed. How many damage each? How many wounds each?
You did 1 wound.
Really? Alright.
Wow, they're rubbish.
This guy?
Yeah, why not? There you go.
Right then. So we go into the battle shock phase, because all your stuff's fought, or my stuff's fought.
Mm-hmm.
How many how many disease points has the Omnom tree got? Is that the big tree? Is it 5?
4.
4.
Really.
Okay. 4s. 2 more wounds.
Okay.
So we've got
3 wounds left.
3 wounds left, and the disease points goes back to 0.
0?
1, sorry, my bad. These guys, I've just realised you haven't been using your command points. You haven't been doing all-out attack and all-out defence, probably because I forgot to remind you.
I'm going to remember these things.
Sorry, mate.
All right. Command points, I never use them anyway.
4+. So
I'm going to test for that.
1 mortal wound here. Which one do you want to die?
Him, yeah. Or her. Him.
Okay. So this unit's lost 2. You could spend a command point to stop them running, just flat. They might not run.
No, I can't.
There's a unit champion.
Yeah, but I'm within 3 inches of your unit. Aren't they really smelly? Really smelly?
No, that was my warlord trait.
Right. Okay. Right. Cool.
I mean, they do roll over into your turn. You don't have to spend them, but some more might run.
How likely am I to chew them up with 3 people there? Not that much. Not that likely, am I?
There's 5 wounds left there. You did 7 wounds to them last turn.
Yeah, that was with 5 guys.
It wasn't 5 guys. You got 3.
Yeah, but I might as well use a command point. Right.
I would keep them there.
They don't run.
Because then over here I've got. If you kill them, over here I've got to choose where I go with the Blight Kings. And that's especially important if I dominate over here, which it looks like I might, depending on. Well, you've got healing winds, but I don't think you've got any spells left that you can heal him up with now.
I've got no wizard left.
Yeah. So we move on to your command phase.
We do. We do.
Okay. You still can't take a heroic action because of the plague cycle.
Right.
I can though. So I will attempt to generate. I'll attempt to generate a command point, which I do on a 2+. And we need to move the Omnom tree. 8 inches.
Who gets to move that? Because it's uncontrolled. We roll off for it.
We alternate picking uncontrolled ones. Hold that.
Oh no! You're appearing on one of your own streams. Haha!
It's not a stream.
You know what I mean. Now you get to see things from my perspective.
Is it all doom and gloom?
It's all doom and gloom. It's all terrible. But it all looks really pretty.
Oh, it looks amazing, man.
Yeah.
This stuff looks awesome.
I mean, just look at this thing. It's just... It looks like a weird, creepy baby head in there, but it's not.
Players alternate picking one wild, predatory, endless spell to move, starting with the player's turn is taking place. It's your turn taking place. You get to move the Omnom tree.
Right. I will move the Omnom tree. Guess where
Pretty much straightforward 8 inches to clip all 3 units.
Yep.
Yep. If you can get the move to that point, you maybe can't. You've maybe got to pick 2 of them. Because no part of the model can move more than 8 inches. No part. So if you measure the back of the base, I don't think you'll get all the way over those drones and also clip the Poxbringer. I think you're going to have to go left or right. You have to zig or zag.
I'm going to have to go over the thingy what's-its anyway. Those. Because I'm not going to kill them. So I'll do that.
Okay, so each unit you moved over takes D3 more wounds, doesn't it? On a 2+?
Yep.
Okay, so the Poxbringer.
D3, isn't it?
I thought it was on a 2+, they take D3. Yeah, D3. So he takes 2. Discussing the resilient. He takes 2.
Right.
And the Plague Bearers?
Plague Bearer. Oh, right. I was 2 units wrong. Okay, sorry.
On a 2.
They look so similar. They all look the same.
D3. That's very harsh.
3 mortal wounds.
3 mortal wounds. They have feelings too.
They do, yes.
I shrug one of them.
Disgustingly resilient.
So that kills that guy.
Very little sympathy for them.
Okay. You have no spells to cast. I, however, can unbind. I'm going to attempt to unbind the Om Tree.
But why? You get to move it next.
I wonder. Yeah, it can't hurt you. All I do is move it away from me.
That's fine.
Failed to unbind it. I'm going to fly over her. It's going to go that way. Next turn.
No, send it this way.
Right. That's the hero phase. Go on your movement phase. Okay, so the dilemma was what to do with the Spite Revenants.
Yep. Nothing.
Because you had 2 potential directions to go. You can either go over here and try and support the tree. Oh, we remembered Healing Winds. The tree gained only 1 wound back, unfortunately, D3. Or they could come here to try and take the Blight Kings out in the centre of the table. Now, because of the way the scenario works, the dilemma that Moog had was if he goes over here to support the tree, then he probably can't get back to the centre of the table in time to take it. He will probably kill the Nurglings, which means he will probably control my objective at the end of the game. But that would leave me on potentially those 2 and winning. So it's do you definitely try and secure 2, or do you try and go for all 3? It's a tough, because I'm quite, with the exception of the flying things, I'm quite slow now over here. But you've elected to do this, haven't you?
Yes, I have, yes. I'm going to try and... Well, I'm going to see what they're like in combat, to be honest. I'm not using them yet, so...
And because you've got a unit champion there, you can spend a command point on them, whether it's to re-roll or to go all-out attack if you need to. Speaking of which, shooting attacks, which the tree has.
The tree does have. The tree does indeed have the thing what the tree has. Strangle roots, 5 attacks.
So for context, bud, the Poxbringer has 5 wounds, so he has 3 remaining. The Plague Bearers have 2 each, and you've got taken 1 off one of the Plague Drones, so there's 4 wounds to kill a model, 3 wounds to kill one on the Poxbringer. The Poxbringer save is better though; it's 4+.
And it gets its resilience on top of that.
They all get discussion resilient. Yeah. That's not unique to him.
I'm going to have to try and take that Poxbringer out.
It will prevent me from unbinding the Omnom spell.
It will, yes. But then it's still sort of...
It's wild. It is wild.
Yeah. So we are down to...
Now, see, a lot of endless spells don't have the restriction of not hurting the army that summoned it.
Yeah.
So if that was the case, I could roll it back over you.
Well, the Strangle Roots are on a 5-up hit anyway.
Okay.
So let's see how this goes.
2.
Yeah. Wounding on 3. So, yeah, sorry, it's 2 5s there.
Ren?
-1.
Saving on 5s. 2 saves. Sorry, man.
Mm-hmm. It is what it is. He's going down fighting.
So, charge phase.
Yeah.
It's that long bomb.
It is that long bomb, right. And I've still got...
a command point if you need to forward to victory.
Which I will, probably. Because that's how these dice roll at the moment. Okay.
No.
Oh, okay.
Blaming the dice?
Well, no, I can't just blame the dice at the moment.
You're blaming me as well.
Yay! Well, yeah, I think we're all the way in there.
Okay. So, end of the charge phase, Monstrous Rampage.
Oh, yeah.
Stomp or Roar. I have 1 command point. Or you could just try and tread on the Poxbringer. If you roll a 3, die. Well, just because I'm resilient notwithstanding.
Yeah, start as I mean to go on.
He's got 4 attacks that do D3 damage. He's the greatest damage output there.
Yeah, I'm going to stamp on him.
Okay, D3 mortal wounds then.
26.
2.
Don't you dare.
Shrugged 1. I dared. I dareth.
Oh, wow. I'm so glad I didn't play 40k 8th.
But look at the model count of my army, though.
Mm.
I mean...
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know something? You've been so unlucky with that tree man. He should have done far more damage the whole game.
Those poxwalkers should be gone.
They should be well gone. Yeah.
Turns ago.
They should indeed.
Anyway, spilt milk.
Right, which unit are you activating first?
That's the key fight.
I concur.
So, do I pile in at this point?
You do 3 inches, sir.
Let's get the tape measure out because this is going to be critical. Yeah, move them along a bit.
Yeah, you got it. They're in. They're all in, pal.
Yeah.
Right, are you spending your command point on this fight? Are you going all out attack?
You bet I am.
I thought you would. I would go all out defense, but my command point can only be used by the hero that created it.
Yep.
So, I can't use it.
Okay. I'm going to remind myself of the stats for these things. So remind. Spite Revenants.
Woo!
Now these do roll a re-roll ones to wound.
Okay. Wants to hit. It's wants to hit and wants to wound, isn't it?
Yes. Yes.
Super duper.
Right, okay, they have 3 attacks each, plus the champion who has 4 attacks.
3 each?
Yeah.
Ah!
Yeah, man.
Ah!
And a champ. But the champ has crawl talons and fangs as well, so it's not a different weapon or anything. Right, because I'm within 8 inches of that, and that, with those.
Oh yes, they've got this ability called
Weird, spoopy, haunted thing.
what's written on the card.
It's called Whispers in the Dark.
Okay.
And what it does is you roll 2 dice and take the highest for battle shock.
Okay.
And that may apply to them as well.
Okay.
But anyway, 4s to hit.
Actually, hang on. I was going to say I should have taken a battle shock test for the Nurglings last turn, but their bravery's 10, so it wouldn't matter. Now, it would have been important because if it had been low, if I could have lost one, would have had a big difference.
Yeah, but they've only just got there.
Yeah.
Only just haunted.
Ah, okay, yeah. Gotcha.
Okay.
Oh, do they haunt the scenery piece? Ah, nice. I like that. Good luck, sir.
Oh, I need the luck. Come on. 4 on the 4s.
I think you've got this. That's a load of 1s. That's good.
Yes, because I re-roll
That's
them.
good.
I re-roll them.
I can only see like 2 2s, no 3s. That's good.
So those are.
There is 1 3. I can see a 3.
I'll take them out and shoot them later. Nearly knocked that tree over again. Oh, that'll do.
That'll do for me.
And they wounds on 4s as well. And they re-roll 1s.
Reroll 1s. Okay. I can see 3 1s. Seven. What's the rend?
Rend on them is nothing.
Nothing. Right, saves a 4+. 3 save, 4 get through. Disgustingly resilient.
Don't you dare.
Nope, I didn't dare. Kill 1.
Right, okay. If they have to take a bravery test, it's -1 bravery.
Okay. However, they explode in showers of filth. And
Of course they do.
And on 6s,
Why wouldn't they?
on 6s you gain disease points.
Two disease points.
2 disease points. All about the filth.
Yeah.
Which can mean many things.
Yeah.
And they all apply.
Yeah. So you get 10 attacks back down there, don't you?
Well, I get to pick a unit to fight.
Yeah.
And I'm going to pick the Poxbringer, who, with his command point, is going to all-out attack. Boop. 4 attacks hitting on 2s.
Did I take the 3s off that? I was rolling to hit.
Yes, you did. Shouldn't you?
I went all out attack.
So there was 1 3 you rolled.
Yeah.
Which wounded. Which I saved.
Okay.
2 disease points from 6s to hit.
Mm-hmm.
Wounding on 3s. 2 wounds. 2 rends at -1. No, this is against the tree.
Mm.
I know saying it's against the tree doesn't make much difference, but the actual tree.
They're all trees.
Yeah. 2 saves at render 1 against the tree.
Saving a force. 1 save.
D3 damage. For 3. Now the Plague Bearers fight because of their weird rule. His weird rule.
He has 1 wound left.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attacks. Shit on 4s. 3 disease points. Wound on 3s. 2 saves and AP dash.
3s. Oh, save. He's hanging in there.
He is hanging in there. Okay. Your turn to pick a unit to fight.
It's going to have to be that tree man, isn't it, really? I've got to fight. Got to fight. Right, okay. Tree man's going to probably go into your Poxbringer.
Does your shaky stomp thing happen at the start of the phase, does it?
Yes.
Okay, I know the Poxbringers hit because they weren't 3s, they were 4 or more.
Yeah.
Let me go and check whether that Plague Bearer should have... Did you pass both of those or fail one? Just now?
I failed 1.
Let me just go and check.
I think.
See if they should
Well,
have
you're
hit.
looking back, you'll be...
So checking the footage, they did hit because they hit by more than the -1 would have done for them.
Yep.
Right. So now you're picking the tree guy to fight.
Yep. Now he is severely damaged. He's got 1 wound left. So he's bracketed down to 1 attack. Whoop.
If he goes against drones and he kills one, the one that's already wounded means that the other guy won't be close enough to activate.
That is true, and that is sensible.
However, he has got 7 disease points, so he's probably going to take a wound anyway. So maybe it's which unit you want to kill.
Those things are quite slow, aren't they? They
4 each move.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'd kill the flies.
Yeah. Yeah. So he's hitting on 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wounding on 3.
Yeah. Rend of
-1.
saving on a 6. Nope.
Yep. It's D6 wounds. 3.
For 3. 1 saves, takes 2 more. They are...
Disgusting resume.
That's what I just rolled.
Right. 2 more.
2 more. So he's on...
It's got the impaling thing,
Yep.
which does not hit.
Okay, so the guy's on 4 wounds taken there. I can see from here he's got 2 next to him. Could you just rock him up? Okay, so now it's my Nurglings. Okay, yes, I'll activate the Nurglings on the off chance I can strip a wound off this unit beforehand.
You say strip a wound, strip a person.
Yeah. So that's 2 disease points for the 6s to hit. Wounding on 5s. 2. 2 saves.
5s. Unless they're going to rend. No. Yeah, 1 save.
1 died. Who do you want? It's going to have to be that guy unless you want to take a champion.
It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Okay. Right, your turn to activate a unit.
It's got to do them, isn't it?
Yep.
Right, so they have some attacks each. I think it's 2. True Revenants. Yeah, 2 attacks each, and 1 for the champion.
He's got a glaive. He's got a better weapon. Do him separate. He did last time anyway.
Yes, he's actually got 4 attacks as well. Right, so that's 1 ordinary dude.
Yep.
Hitting on 4s. Yep.
2 hits.
Wounding on 3s. 2 wounds.
2 wounds. No, we save on a 6, and the rend is.
Rend is -1, doing 1 damage.
Okay. Discussing resilient. 1 saved, but that kills this one, which means it won't heal up.
Right. And 4 attacks in the protected glaive. Hitting on 4s. Oof. But I'm re-rolling ones.
You are.
Still got a 1 there. Hitting on 4s.
Has he got 4s? Really?
Yeah. Wow, that's rubbish. Wounding on 3s.
Okay.
2 wounds. Random -1.
It's 4 damage and there's 2 each. Discussing the resilient. I make 1. He's got 1 wound left.
Oh!
I know. Right, the Blight Kings will fight back in the centre.
Yeah. Be nice knowing you. Yeah, they've got it. All day long.
And 3s. Random -1, 5.
Saves on 6s. How many? 5.
5, yeah.
6 saves. 1 saves. 4 dead. Leave the champ left.
Yeah. Any more fighting to do? Yes, the plague rounds. They pile in. 3 inch. 3 inch. 4 attacks with the plague bearer swords. 2 hits. 2 wounds. No rend.
3s. 2 saves.
And then 12 attacks with the horrible, nasty, bitey, gnashy, pointy teeth. Which I need to look up. 3 and 3. 3 disease points.
Oh, I want one of those Glockin. Just looking at the battle tone thing there, the Glockin just looks wrong.
Yeah.
I need one, it's an expensive miniature there.
4 saves. No rend.
On the
Tree.
tree, yeah.
Sorry, the tree man.
Tree Lord.
The tree lord.
3s.
Did I get him?
It does. Oh, goes back over there. Him gone. Oops. He got overexcited, obviously. He was there-ish.
Yeah. Just stand him up vaguely near if you wouldn't mind.
I will. I'm just getting all this out of the way.
Whoop. Right.
Now he explodes on it. No, he doesn't.
So at the start of the battle shock phase, the disease kicks in over here. 4 dice. I'm very sorry, mate. 4 dice on these guys. 3 mortal wounds.
Ooh. Good game.
And then 2 dice on that guy. 2 mortal wounds.
I have an uncontrolled spell left.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep, well played.
I'm sorry, man.
Alright, so good.
That kind of turned on a sixpence, didn't it? I really thought you had me. I really did. I thought when they smashed into that, they were going to kill them. And I thought you'd take out the Nurglings here.
Yeah.
And then you'd have these two objectives and I wouldn't be able to get to you quick enough.
Yeah, that was my thinking. However,
I'm very slow.
The dice say otherwise.
Well... So after match report, I guess, what's her name is lethal in a...
Terrifying.
She's not so good in a stand-up scrap. She's okay.
No, I should have catered with her and just used the drony things.
Yeah, I also think bigger units.
Yeah.
I think the Spite Revenants and the Tree Revenants, they could benefit from
absolutely
being at least twice the size.
We'll be getting more of them. And the Dryads as well.
Yeah. The Tree Lord I thought was phenomenal.
Yeah.
I mean, he just took so much damage.
Yeah.
I mean, it helps that I'm a low damage output army and that most of my damage appears to come from the disease mechanic. But I've actually got to get close enough to you to hit you to make you diseased. So I'm then taking the damage in return. So then it comes down to my damage resistance.
But you do have an awful lot of damage resistance. You can soak an awful lot of damage.
Well, basically I can soak a third. On ward saves of 5+, I can soak a third of the damage I receive.
Yeah.
Beyond that, it's still same as everyone else. These guys, okay, they got 4 wounds each, so that was a unit of 5, so it was effectively 25 wound unit.
Yeah.
Which I guess that's how they soak so much damage, is a 25 wound unit, yeah.
It's a chunky unit.
Yeah. What else? How did you find them?
Pretty much as expected. I made some mistakes with them, certainly. My initial strategy was to start awakening things, and I didn't do that, and that would have increased my manoeuvring a lot more, and I would have been able to get around the board and probably outflank you a bit better.
Yeah.
But no, they're
because I guess what you could have done is if you'd used your initial move to move units closer up the board, you'd have then been in range to summon more wildwoods.
Yeah.
Early on. Maybe leaving some units in reserve is actually a good ploy to then come out of wildwoods. Okay, it requires having wildwoods.
It does require having wildwoods, and that's something I'm going to address.
I can't remember, you chose that wildwood. I can't remember why you picked that one. Did it have to be in your territory? I can't remember.
Yeah.
It did have to be in your territory.
Oh, no. It was a certain distance from an objective, so I couldn't take that one, and I couldn't take that one because it's 6 inches from the objective.
Ah, okay. Yeah. So, yes, we could have catered to that notion more. It's quite a dense table, which maybe we need to bear that in mind when setting the table for future games so as not to hamstring the Sylvaneth. Also, so you couldn't put it on, you couldn't make that a wildwood and just step out there. No. But I guess maybe you could have made that a wildwood.
I could, but
you
had your bloke drones in there fairly quick. Plague drones in there.
I did, but we didn't know that when you picked because it was pre-deployment.
Yeah, that's true.
So, but you could have brought. I'm thinking with hindsight, obviously.
Yeah.
You could potentially anything you'd left in reserve. If you put stuff in reserve, you could have brought it out over here.
Yeah.
And okay, even if I'm here, you can come out over there. So that's a bit of manoeuvrability, maybe. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. If you do the deep roots things, you can't come on the board edge, can you?
I don't imagine so.
No, it is point to point, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the tree revenants that do the come on the board edge. Which I did over there.
And that was really good. That made me leave stuff behind.
Yeah.
But I think bigger unit and
I would have put them over there.
More of a threat, I think, is the thing to do. You want to threaten with them more.
Yeah.
How expensive are they?
Reasonably. Let's have a quick look at the app.
Because I imagine the vast majority of your army were wrapped up in the Tree Lord, Drycha, and Urios Guardians.
Yeah, I think they're about 60 or 70 points, but I'll confirm that in a minute.
Yeah, that's really cheap. I'd have like 20 of those in a unit for a couple 100 points.
Yeah.
To give you an idea, my 5 Blight Lords, Blight Kings are 250 points. The Plague Bearers, the 10 Plague Bearers, are 150.
True Evidence, 80 points.
Yeah, you want at least 10 of those, maybe even 15.
Yeah. But for an army I put together based on miniatures that I wanted to paint.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah. It's a really fun army to play.
Yeah. Ooh.
To play against, and they look gorgeous. And yeah, I think looking back on the fight, you maybe lacked rank and file.
Yeah.
Lacked a bit of rank and file. And I think maybe in a small game, because I found this playing my Uruks, because I've got a big 300-point unit in it, and in a small game, it either dominates or it dies.
Yeah.
And if it dies, then you've lost.
That's a big loss.
It's a big loss, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think some bigger units. Yeah, it's going to have to be bigger units, not more units, because more units would have forced me into taking a second battalion than I would have.
Oh no, there's no penalty for doing that. You can take as many of the things as you want to take.
Yeah, but it then affects deployment.
It does affect deployment, but the only benefit to the one-drop deployment is really in matched play, because in match play, if you deploy first, you go first.
Oh, okay.
Or you have the choice of going first. All the other battalions, it's still I drop, you drop, I drop, you drop. The only thing it gets you in open play or narrative play is you win ties for the first turn choice. And in fact, the fact that you had to put all your army down and I could see where it all was and then place my army, I think is a disadvantage.
Yeah, possibly, yeah. But I didn't, because I could have had some in Dig Strike.
Yeah.
So that's something to remember for next time.
Yeah.
Which I'm very much looking forward to.
Yeah. So what did you think of... So that's what you thought of your army. What did you think of AOS? I guess difficult to tell after one game, I suppose.
It's in one sense. Once I get, it's going to takes a bit of getting your head round. Once you've been playing 40k for a while, he says, having played about 4 games of 40k. But you know what I mean. I think I could. Yeah, I could definitely enjoy this, and I'm certainly looking forward to getting more AOS miniatures.
It's nice and streamlined.
Oh, my bank balance.
It is nice and streamlined. Yeah. I like it.
Yeah, and I like this back and forth with the
fighting in every turn.
Extra level of tactics and choosing engagements is good. And
one of the things I really like is where the command points work, because mostly you're using them on the what is this the most important charge? Do I redeploy here?
Yeah.
Do I keep those in place or do I let them run?
Yeah.
Do I really push the attack or do I want to defend hard? I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. It's genuinely playing the tactics sort of the general of the army. It feels like you're commanding the army rather than saying, and you will use Wrath of Mars. Delete.
Yeah, there's none of this top trump stratagem nonsense going on.
Yeah.
Which I think is good. Well, I meant no bones about the fact that I don't particularly care for the amount of stratagems in 40k.
Well, indeed. It's definitely bloating. Yeah. It's definitely bloating.
It is, yeah. It's a wonder they haven't gone down the random packs. You know, the collectible card game route with them.
Oh, right. There is a 40k collectible card game.
Oh, I'm sure there is, but stratagem cards. You have to have the card to play the stratagem, and it comes in this random pack of 5 cards.
I don't want to put that out over the tubes.
Oh, don't! They've already thought it. You can get
yeah, okay. Well, on that note, a couple of shout-outs. So, the mat is from Deep Cut Studios. The trees are from the Model Tree Shop. These rocks are resin from, I think most of these, I think there's a couple that aren't, but most of them are from Red Dragon Gaming.
Those rocks look really cool close up, actually.
This beautiful bit of terrain is from my local pet shop.
Yep.
I think a couple of the rocks might have been from somewhere else, but I can't really remember. These little bits of wall thingies, those are urban mats. The gravel is from a pet shop, and the lichen is from someone random on Amazon selling lichen.
I'm from Nottingham.
A Moog is from Nottingham. Yeah, big thank you to everyone who's watched. Big thank you and shout out to channel members. Your support is helping me work towards the dream of hobby nirvana. So big shout out, big thank you. If you're interested in joining us in the members lounge, check out the links in the channel below. There's also links for affiliate link to Element Games and a code that you can use to get extra crystals, which is store credit, which is cool.
Yes, you have had many crystals off me.
Yes, I have.
As you will now have many more.
Many more. Hooray! Hooray!
Like, subscribe, hit the bell, do the thing.
Do the thing. Well, on that happy note, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Say bye, the Moog.
Bye, Moog.
Bye.